Some rivalries are forged in fire, others in tradition. Hobart and Andrean, they were built on both. For 50 years, the Brickies and the 59ers have collided, shaping the story of region football. A clash of dynasties where every meeting feels like November in September. Hobart carries the weight of unmatched tradition, decades of dominance, the gold standard of the region. Andrean brings the fire of a Catholic powerhouse, small in size but giant in reputation, with banners that hang heavy and moments that linger in memory. And lately, this rivalry has been defined by the razor's edge. The last 4 meetings, all decided by a single score. Back-to-back heartbreaks for Andrean in 2023 and 2024, each time falling just short against the Brickies. Now the stage is set once again. Both teams come in with momentum, both sitting atop the NCC race. For Hobart, it's about proving their resurgence is real. For Andrean, it's about defending tradition and proving the 59ers still set the standard. There's no better stage for a conference showdown than here, under the lights at Father Eckert Stadium. Hobart, Andrean. The NCC crown runs through nights like this. This is the JED TV Sports Network, where Friday nights live forever. If you want to be successful in the Northwest Crossroads Conference, you got to go through one of these two programs quite often, Hobart and Andrean. And so often this matchup determines a lot when it comes to the NCC. And tonight, it may just be the de facto championship game, though the Red Devils will have something to say about that as we progress throughout the season. Often you have a championship late in the year, but here we are in week number 5 from Father Eckert Stadium. And we have a big one. Alongside Coach Brett Jennings and Tim Fedler, I'm Sam Michael. Tim, this is going to be a really good one, we anticipate. Maybe looking ahead a bit were the 59ers. They were tested by Munster last week. Hobart has dominated so far in their early season schedule. They are the Hobart of old so far through 4 weeks.
Yeah, and I think Andrean's played a little bit more difficult schedule to this point. Opening up with Maryville, and Maryville's going to do that to a lot of teams. You kind of throw that one out. Andrean came and shut out a very good, don't get caught up looking at the record, a very good Fort Wayne Loras team that probably will be there late November, if not playing in Lucas Oil Thanksgiving weekend. And Andrean's got it done on the defensive side. Hobart, though they did open up with 2 Duneland teams, and they had Chesterton ranked 10 in the JED TV poll, then Portage, who's a little down this year. Hobart's taking care of business, but this is going to be their biggest challenge so far this season. And, you know, it comes in week 5, so it's going to be a nice mid-season test for both teams. And as you just alluded to, this game's going to have huge conference championship implications, of course, with Lowell lurking out there as well.
Coach, let's talk about the quarterbacks. It's 2 veteran guys who have been, at least for Brady Ellis for sure, deep in the postseason. We were here last year in the semi-state round when they lost to Adams, and Brady Ellis playing both sides of the ball, but of course the quarterback gets the attention, and then there's Alex Tatum, who's back after starting all year as a sophomore. He's the junior starter for Coach Schreiber.
Yeah, Brady Ellis, I mean, he's a 6'1", 180 senior, and he seemed like he's been here forever, but just a very good quarterback, elusive in the pocket, good arm, and a great leader for this Andrean ball club. And you talk about Alex Tatum, the junior in his second year of starting, 8 touchdowns on the year so far, and he's just a scrapper. Good job throwing the ball, and he keeps developing from year to year so far doing that, but also can carry the ball a little bit, and just an all-around tough kid back there for the Bricks.
Tim, you look at this Hobart offense, you have a couple of guys who are back from last year. They lost some important pieces at the wide receiver spot, graduating Aiden Leonard and also Connor Stafford, who were really important for them. But you've got guys back. And I think the most impressive guy so far in that wide receiver game has been Bryce Tolliver. He's got 14 receptions for over 200 yards. There's some attention being paid to him from some colleges potentially for the junior wideout. He is one of those explosive guys. If there's somebody to circle, if it's not the quarterback Tatum breaking a long run, it might be Bryce Tolliver in the passing game.
Yeah, I think Hobart certainly, first and foremost, wants to get it done on the ground, and they're doing a great job. About 240 yards or so on the ground as a team for the season. So it starts there. But then as Pickett churns up those yards and Tatum gets going with his feet as well, Tolliver is going to be able to make that explosive play, and that's what it might take to win this ball game. And what could be a very low-scoring game, two very good defenses. Who can strike? Who's going to be able to hit that big play in the passing game? And with a guy like Tolliver, we'll see how he gets matched up. I expect Brady Ellis to be on him a lot tonight, and maybe that's something Hobart could take advantage of, try to wear out Ellis defensively, knowing he has to come back, obviously play quarterback as well. But don't sleep on the big tight end, Aiden Cash, either. He's definitely made a big impact this year. Big kid. He can do some damage running the ball and catching it as well.
Coach, you look at this 59er club, and as we said, we kind of followed them through the postseason last year, went to Lafayette Central Catholic, and then had them back here at home when their season for them unfortunately came to an end in the semi-state round, as we mentioned. But this was a team a lot of people felt was a year ahead of schedule. You've got the veteran quarterback, but you look around, Tyler Vo, the sophomore receiver, he was impressive, came on late last year. Javier McCoy, only a sophomore, was as a freshman last year running the ball in important moments. He's banged up. We don't think he's going to go today, but for Coach Skinner and company, you feel like, man, we're in a good position, but this is still a really young club.
It's still a really young club, but I'll tell you what, that offensive line of Andrean up to middle, it's senior, junior, senior, with Ben Novak as the senior Wisconsin commit, and you got Magnus Severson, the junior. So, yes, in a skill position, they're young, but on that offensive line, this is a very experienced group.
We'll step aside and come back. We'll get you set for kickoff here from Father Eckert Stadium, Hobart and Andrean after this.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
Popa Heating and Cooling is now here to service your area. Since 1968, we have been Northwest Indiana's trusted HVAC experts. Whether it's installing, repairing, or maintaining your heating and cooling systems, our professional and friendly service ensures you stay comfortable year-round. From furnaces and air conditioners to boilers and humidifiers, we handle it all. For tailored maintenance plans, 24/7 emergency response, and premium HVAC solutions, visit popahvac.com or call 219-838-7700.
This weekend, make Doc's Barbecue your home for wall-to-wall football action. Kick things off with Friday Night Lights on JEG TV. Roll into a full slate of college football Saturday, and wrap it up with every big play from NFL Sunday, all on the big screen at Doc's. Pair the games with Southern-style hickory smoked barbecue in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere. Stop by Doc's Smokehouse in Dyer, where football and flavor go hand in hand all weekend long.
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first because your story matters. We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance.
We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance.
And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Getting set for kickoff here at Father Eckert Stadium. Tim Fedler, Coach Brett Jennings, Sam Michael with you here in this all-important game in the NCC conference between the Hobart Brickies and the 59ers. As Andrean just about ready to take the field. It is a big night for them. They've got the alumni out, everybody here as well. And Hobart, of course, per usual, a great crowd for them on the other side of the stands on that visiting side, as they are hoping to run their record to 5-0. And Coach Eric Schreiber Jr. in year number 2. Last year, his team was a little bit up and down. They finished the season at 6-5. And the former assistant here at Hobart, who had been the head man at Gary Westside previously for a few seasons, taking over this historic program. And so far this year, he has kept up his end of the bargain in getting Hobart back to prominence. 20-3 victory over Chesterton. They dominated Portage. 52 points they scored in winning that ball game in week 2, and have scored over 40 points in each of the last 2 weeks against Munster and Kankakee Valley, defeating a couple of NCC opponents, and they'll be tested again next week when they host the Lowell Red Devils as well. And Coach, when you look at this Hobart team, what is the key to success in a community like this that has, outside of a few years, for the most part, been long-time sustained success?
The big thing is just hard-nosed football, and that's what the Bricky fans expect, and that's what Coach Schreiber has delivered on. And those guys pride themselves on being tough-nosed, blue-collar kids. Schreiber brought in that culture with him, and it really has lived up to the challenge so far, has Eric Schreiber.
Tim, that's the kind of game we expect, I think, as the 59ers take the field. We expect a game that there's some hard hitting. This is a 2A team in Andrean, but they've got some guys between Ethan Reyna and Vinny Zupan who are as physical as anybody. Coach already talked about the guys up front, too.
Yeah, they're very physical. They can bring it. This is always a step up in class. You know, even for an elite program like Andrean, you are playing a 4A team in Hobart, and it's a Hobart team with sights set to make a deep run in the tournament as well. But 2 very physical defenses. Hobart, keep an eye on number 0, Logan Peters. He's going to be a big impact out there for the Brickies. I expect it to be a low-scoring game. They're going to want to, both teams are going to want to control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, and let's look for that big play. Which team could make that big play downfield? Possibly the difference in this one, but it might be the first team to 20 wins this one tonight.
Well, last year, you and I, Tim, had this ball game in overtime. It was at Hobart, and 59ers were kind of in control, and then Hobart came back late, tied the game, and field goal for the 59ers in the top half of that first inning of overtime, so to speak, was not good enough, and it was a rushing touchdown, walked it off for the Brickies, and this is Willie Shearer was the guy who did that, and of course he's graduated, not part of this year's club, but it's kind of the same recipe. Max Pickett, who was there, was running in his stead when he was injured, and he's back today. Didn't play as much. Last time I saw him, he was running for 6 touchdowns. So it's kind of the same recipe, so to speak, for these teams. They're going to do it very similarly, and Andrean a little bit shorthanded at that position, but they've got plenty of other guys who can tote the football, including a guy who may not live up to the billing of a guy like Drake Bowen at Notre Dame, but Ethan Reyna is a pretty good player and a prospect himself.
Yeah, Ethan Reyna. I mean, Coach Skinner last year compared his work ethic to that of Drake Bowen. That's a huge comparison. But he gets it done both sides of the ball. He'll carry between the tackles, physical runner, downhill runner, and then at the middle linebacker spot, Reyna and Zupan. I mean, you can't get more physical than those two guys patrolling the middle.
Yeah, Vinny Zupan, we've touched on last year's postseason, and we'll do it for the last time. He's a guy who unfortunately did not get to play in the semi-state round. He injured his knee against Lafayette Central Catholic, and good to see him back on the field because he is a pretty impressive player in his own right. Another part of the youth movement for Coach Skinner. And, good teams, they often say good teams don't rebuild, right? They just reload, and I think that's been the mentality here. So we expect a good one. Anything else before we kick this one off as Hobart's ready to receive? And we'll see their offense here, Tim, first to start it off. How do you expect the Brickies to attack this Andrean offense?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this first drive because Hobart has really been putting the points on, as you said, especially the last couple weeks. And this is an Andrean defense that since week one, that game against Maryville, they've given up almost nothing all season. So I expect Hobart to come out and pounding the football, and I think they're going to want to establish the line of scrimmage, establish their physicality. So I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Max Pickett, maybe a little Aiden Cash mixed in there on the ground. And we'll see if they try to, get Tolliver going early. But keep an eye on the line of scrimmage here on this first drive.
Ichiro Wachowski ready to kick this one deep for the 59ers. It is Hobart football to start this one off. A returnable one for Sobczynski as he had a momentary bobble. Now explodes in the middle between the hashes. He's across the 35-yard line, and the Brickies will have good starting field position.
That's just how you want to draw up that wedge right up the middle. Hobart really got in there. They got a helmet on helmet and opened up a big hole for Sobczynski.
So the ball at the 37-yard line for this Hobart offense. And, Coach, we talked about the quarterbacks, and Alex Tatum is the guy who gets to show his prowess first. He got the starting job last year as a sophomore, and you got to be excited about that if you're Coach Schreiber. You get 3 years out of a talented player.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Here's Hobart coming out, talking about pounding the ball. Here we go, 5 wide.
But what do I know, Coach? Come out empty.
Tatum, of course, can run it himself. He throws instead complete. It is Stephen Miller who makes the catch, and he is knocked down across the 40-yard line. It's a 5-yard completion.
That's one guy we didn't talk about in pregame, but he had a nice season last year as a sophomore, and he's another very athletic two-way player for this team. You got Pickett in there now as they go a little bit more traditional.
Now Tatum vacates. Miller coming in motion with the running back Pickett, the only guy back there. And the quarterback got going a bit early, not used to being out there in the slot, and it's a false start.
So I think they're going to come out old school football and just pound it up the middle, and they get a little cute here on this play, go empty on the first play of the game. So they're doing almost exact opposite of what I had predicted.
Well, I believe it was last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, I can't remember, but Hobart came out 5 wide and 4 receivers to one side. So I'm sure that Coach Schreiber is going to give them some different looks early on, see how they adjust and kind of go from there.
3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Again, it's a direct snap to Max Pickett, who tries the right side and dragged down from behind by Christian Gavin.
That's a little predictable there. Andrean knew exactly what was coming. They just saw pretty much the same formation and nothing there on the right side.
Christian Gavin, the outside linebacker for Andrean, really does a good job week in and week out of setting the edge for this Andrean defense and allow for those big middle linebackers to flow to the football.
59ers asking for some help from this crowd. It's a 3rd down and long. Hobart was on schedule early. A little bit of trickery here. Sobczynski back for the quarterback. They're going to take a shot down the field into a bunch of traffic and incomplete. Tolliver was the intended receiver.
Yeah, and sometimes a little too much trickery ends up just being, exactly what you had there, where there was just no room to make that throw. Number 44, what was it, Rocco Allegretti was all over quarterback making that ball throw downfield.
Tyler Vo is the return man.
Coach, sometimes you run that double reverse, and it kind of just eliminates what you were trying to do by running a simple reverse because you're playing right back into when you were trying to trick initially.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes maybe you outthink yourself a little bit, but I don't mind a little trickery early on to keep the defense honest.
Ball out of bounds at the 34-yard line on the directional kick from Michael Claich. And Andrean, after they forced the 3-and-out, a little bit of an assist from the penalty. Now we get to see this offense under the direction of Brady Ellish. As we've talked about in the past, this is a history now of at least back-to-back players where you have a guy who's a really important part of your defense that also, of course, is running the football, and we saw it so often when, especially in the games mattered most. Drake Bowen got it. Ethan Reyna has done that this year. First plays out of the pistol formation. It is Reyna trying to work in the trenches. He's got a few yards across the 35.
And that's what you're going to get early on out of Andrean. A little RPO action. Going to get Reyna. You're going to get Ellis pulling it out, and he'll keep it quite a bit as well.
You know, this Andrean offensive line averages about 65 pounds more than the Hobart defensive line. So I would imagine it's going to be a lot of inside run here early on to try to establish the line of scrimmage for Andrean.
4 receivers in this set. Elish will throw it. It is complete to Vo. Tried to make a play and was brought down. Good ankle tackle by Stephen Miller.
It's receiver by committee a lot more this year than it was in the past for Andrean. Of course, Jimmy Finley gone. That was the go-to guy who defenses had to key in on. And, you know, now you're going to see Vo, Gavin Jones, Grubbs. You got a lot more options out there.
Hobart trying to get off the field like the 59ers did on a 3-and-out. It's a 3rd and 4 officially. They need the 44-yard line if they want to extend this drive. Elish rolling the pocket to the left. Will fire on the run. Vo comes back, makes the catch. And across midfield, he's got a first down.
Nice little hitch route there by Vo. Cut that off nice. Little timing route. Ball was put right on the money.
Yeah, that was almost too easy for Andrean. They're just rolling out and flooding the zones right there. That's an easy pitch and catch there for Tyler Vo and Brady Elish.
So first down of the ball game brought to you by Indiana University Northwest as they sit right at midfield, do the 59ers just into Bricky territory. It is a give on first down for Reyna, and he doesn't have much again. They'll give him a yard to the 48.
And the Hobart defensive line did a good job there of stacking that one up. It was led by Preston Perez.
I think Preston Perez is a guy to keep an eye on. He's a senior, but he is so fast off the ball. He's aggressive. He just pins his ears back and tries to play in the backfield of opposing offenses. Really good player.
Empty backfield on this snap coming up for Brady Elish. 4 receivers in this set. And now a whistle and a marker flies. And somebody got a bit anxious. And a false start called against the 59ers.
False start, Niners.
So both teams have had false starts on their first offensive drives, and a pretty nice crowd here. It's still filing, too. You see some of the cars still coming in.
Still rolling in.
Good to see here. They bring Vo in motion. Get it off to him on the sweep just in time, but he doesn't have anything. Good pursuit and contain on the edge, and I think there is a flag as well.
And that's Aiden Cash swallowing him up. He read that play nice. The big defensive end got in there.
And we'll see what this flag is about. And it's a face mask. And this is really going to bail out the 59ers. It was about to be 3rd down and 15 or so. And instead, that is a first down well into Bricky territory now.
And you've seen Vo in motion now a couple of times. The first time they faked to him and gave it to Reyna up the middle. This time, of course, Vo gets it. And you're going to see Elish pull that out and keep it himself later in the game. So Coach Skinner just setting up a lot of things in this one.
Reyna still trying to get going, and the Brickies have done a great job. Reyna able to turn that into at least a yard. He was contacted behind that line of scrimmage. And now the penalty, because of where it happened, it was not a first down. So with a 2nd and 4 on the previous play, now it's 3rd and 3.
He's a big physical between the tackles guy, but he changes direction, you know, pretty well, as you saw there.
Yeah, he's an athletic kid, for sure.
Miles White, the sophomore, was in on the tackle. That kid was that big as a 6th grader.
We'll see how aggressive Chris Skinner is here. If it's 4-down territory, if they need that option, they do not. This is complete. enough for the first down. And again, it is Tyler Vo, and they move the chains.
Just pass, Vo, first down, Niners.
It's like their third down possession guy. Vo just knows how to find the sticks. He sits down in front of the defense, and him and Elish on the same page early.
Yeah, that was almost too easy there. Vo's in the slot, and that safety is playing 8-10 yards off the ball there, and it's third down and 5. Need to tighten down a little bit. That was too easy.
Reyna not on the field here on this first down. He has yet to get going on the running game side. Elish looks right, throws quick, completes. It's Gavin Jones. He's got the ball around the 30-yard line. He'll be a bit short.
Well, he's getting the ball out of his hand in a hurry. You know, it's 1, 2, 3 release. You know, you hear all the time now, you got 2.5, 3 seconds. Quarterback wants to get that ball out of his hand. And that's what they're doing, knowing there's going to be a fierce rush coming from that Hobart defensive front.
Well, that's one thing this Hobart D-line is. They're super aggressive. They're quick off the ball. But three-step quick game like that, it just negates that pass rush.
On second and short. Vo trying to work across the formation, and again, he has nowhere to go. Aiden Cash brings him down for a loss.
And that's what Hobart did, exactly that, when they had the face mask. It was Cash making the play.
Yeah, Cash doing a good job setting the edge, trying to not let Vo get going to the outside, and that'll allow the rest of the defense to rally up. That's a good play there twice now by Cash.
So far, no success trying to go towards the sideline, trying to get outside against this Hobart defense.
Yeah, pretty good linebackers on both sides for these two teams, so imagine it'll be tough to go sideline to sideline. Big third down here. It's a play action. Pressure coming. They set up the screen, and a ton of room to run here for Brody Lane. He's got the sideline inside the 10-yard line before he goes out of bounds. First down and plenty, and it will be goal to go.
Just well-executed play there. Lane came on the backside wide open.
Well, this Hobart defense is so aggressive that's one thing they're going to be susceptible to is those screens. That was a rollout throwback screen. Indeed, it was well executed. Got some linemen out in front, and off to the races they were.
Inside the Tech Credit Union red zone are the 59ers here on a first and goal. It is a give. First time we've seen anybody else besides Ethan Reyna. It's Jeremiah Gonzalez trying to churn the feet. Not much for him. There has not been a lot of running room in between tackles here.
Second and goal.
Yeah, but you keep the pile moving forward, keep ahead of the sticks, and that's all you can ask. Yeah, did get 3 yards out of that.
Second down and goal for this 59er team. Only 4 minutes left as the clock churning here in this first quarter. No scores so far, but Andrean threatening. Momentary stoppage there as the officials were having a conversation with the Andrean sideline. Now the clock rolling again. It is Reyna who gets it on second and goal. Still trying to keep his feet moving. And Terry Irvin would not be denied, helping to bring him down for maybe a yard.
Yeah, that was Irvin just grabbing on for dear life as a flag comes, and the helmet came off. So we'll see. That's not an instant penalty, right? Where the helmet comes off.
Unless you don't stop, I think. If you keep playing with a helmet off, I believe that is a penalty.
And another Bricky penalty that is going to help this drive significantly. The face mask earlier, maybe the play of the drive.
What was the call? I didn't even see it.
It was unsportsmanlike,
yeah.
So
okay, that's
going to your
what it was.
explanation
Yeah,
has to be what it was.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it makes it half the distance. The ball would have been at the 7-yard line on a third and goal, and instead it is third and goal from the 3.5 now. And maybe an opportunity to go for it on a potential fourth down. We'll see if the 59ers need it. They try Reyna, running to the right, cuts back inside. Reyna, goal line, he is in for the touchdown.
Dragging Jensen Laffoon across the goal line, and you see more of that elusiveness, that cutback ability there of Reyna. He's not just a power guy.
Well, I think that drive was set up there by that big old O-line for Andrean, especially up the middle there, leading the way with Ben Novak as one of the guards. But what a statement drive there for Andrean.
Touchdown number 5 for Ethan Reyna. And he's got this 59er team off to a good start on a touchdown brought to you by Westland and Bennett. And the extra point is delivered. So Andrean gets the stop on defense, and they go right down the field with 3.5 to go in this first quarter.
From the gasoline in your car to the jet fuel in the sky, the diesel moving freight, propane warming homes, asphalt paving roads, and petrochemicals for everyday products, we make it all. We're United Steelworkers Local 7-1, the Local 7-1 oil workers, proud to power Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland, and the Midwest. We're not just refinery workers, we're your neighbors. United Steelworkers Local 7-1, powering the region because we are the region.
Are you searching for a college where you belong? Calumet College of St. Joseph wants to know you and give you the support you need to succeed. Are you worried about how you'll pay for your degree? 95% of our students receive financial aid, including scholarships and grants. Need some extra help with your classes? You'll benefit from our small class sizes, free tutoring, internship planning, faculty mentors, and so much more. Come experience our accepting, supportive college family for yourself. Schedule your campus visit and apply at ccsj.edu.
7-0 Andrean on the Ethan Reyna touchdown. A drive that was significantly helped out by some Hobart-Bricky penalties on the defensive side. A huge face mask call, and of course the unsportsmanlike there made it a lot easier and opened up the playbook. Returnable on the ground here for Tolliver, but this one covered up better. They stop him at the 25.
So we'll see if Hobart comes out a little more, just ground and pound right here like I thought they were going to start the ball game. They tried to do a few cute things there on that first drive.
More traditional, you're saying?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
I'm a thesaurus. Don't worry.
Yeah, sometimes guys get a little amped up, and the play caller might, right? In a big game like this.
Yeah, that happens. You're
Trying
right.
to set the tone.
Get a big play and take the crowd out of it, absolutely.
So the Brickies play from behind here early in this one. Of course, a ton of time left as we play only in the first quarter. And now a whistle. I don't know if the ball is spotted in the correct line or not. Officials having a conversation. I think we're okay now. Okay, first down from their own 25-yard line. Tight formation here, nobody out wide, as they will try a more traditional run game. Max Pickett on the left side for a yard.
He just ran into the back of his own lineman there, Pacey Gomez, but Andrean controlling the line of scrimmage so far.
I like the set there by Hobart. They went to that bunch look up top and just trying to outnumber Andrean. But a good job setting the edge by this defense, and only picked up a yard.
So far, both running games have been mostly stymied by the defensive fronts. Reyna, one of the better runs only because it resulted in a touchdown, even though it was only 3.5 yards away. This is a designed run for Tatum. He handed this ball off. And Zupon helping to make the tackle, as that was handed off to Stephen Miller.
Yeah, Miller was the motion man, and Tatum did a good job of disguising who exactly had that ball there. Pickett came here near side, and it was a little confusing, but not for Andrean as they bottled that up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, one thing Hobart's doing there is seeing how well Andrean is going to play that speed option look. You saw Tatum carry the ball, fake out the option up top. So they're looking up top to see how the Andrean defense handled that.
Timeout taken here by the Brickies with a third down coming up. They don't want to give the ball right back to Andrean. So Coach Schreiber trying to get on the same page.
over 100 years, Roofers Local 26 has been keeping Northwest Indiana dry and safe. Since 1919, our highly trained members have built a reputation for skills, safety, and reliability. With a 4-year apprenticeship and certifications in OSHA safety, first aid, and CPR, we deliver quality you can trust. When you need roofing done right, choose Roofers Local 26, protecting what matters most for over a century. For more information, visit www.roofers26.com.
For over 140 years, the Central Midwest Carpenters have built our communities in Northwest Indiana. Are you ready to join the effort? We have long-term work, competitive pay, and the best benefits in the industry. We pride ourselves on innovative training and commitment to worksite safety. Earn as you learn as an apprentice. A solid career built on a solid legacy. For more info, go to carpenters.com.
Third down here for the Brickies. A big third down out of the timeout. Trying to extend this drive. Tatum, pressure coming immediately. He fires on the run. It's almost intercepted as he was trying to find Miller right in the middle of the field, and instead they will punt it away.
Christian Gavin came in untouched and forced Tatum. I don't know if Tatum wanted to roll out of the pocket at least that soon. Forced Tatum to be on the move and couldn't deliver a strike.
Yeah, I like the pressure there by Andrean, forcing Tatum really to rush his throw and rush through the progression. And it's a good get off there by Andrean.
Tyler Vo standing right at midfield. Low snap is handled. Really good punt as it is knocked over the top of Vo, and again directionally to the sideline, out of bounds around the 30-yard line.
27-yard line. First and 10 Niners.
So the 59er defense has stood twice. They have forced 3 and outs on Hobart's first 2 offensive possessions, and if you just look at the scoreboards from the final scores, I guess you'd say, from Hobart's first 4 weeks, pretty impressive start for this 59er defense.
Well, yeah, this is I'm sorry, Coach. This is an offense, Hobart offense that averages some points, almost 40 points a game, and they can definitely put it up if need be. But we said it. This is going to be a physical game, and each team's going to feel each other out a little bit.
First down here for Ellis as Vo comes to the bottom of your screen in motion. They roll and throw. Vo again comes back to make the catch and turns it up out of bounds. He'll be near the marker, and a second down coming up.
That's been there all day for Andrean, just hitting Vo on these little out routes, little hitches, whatever. And, you know, they're picking on the sophomore a little bit, miles wide, and maybe that's a matchup they saw to take advantage of that Vo can get separation on, and he certainly has so far.
One of the things that made that work there, Andrean double-team Alex Cash, the defensive end from Hobart, and not allowed him to get upfield to force the throw, and it really gave Ellis plenty of time.
So on a second and short, this run up the middle, again, not going anywhere, as Hobart has done a great job of winning in the middle.
Sets up a nice 3rd and 1, though, and I'd keep it right there with Reyna. Andrean, they haven't had success trying to get to the outside much, at least on the run. You know, the pass game's been there, big for them on their third downs, but this situation here, keep it with the big man, or
sneak.
It's going to be a sneak here, maybe a little tush-push. Yep.
Ellis himself, he only needed a yard. And the near side official right to the marker. This will be close.
This is close. Topside guy looked like he had it. Topside official, but this guy down here.
And the near side will get the spot. The top side needs to line up with them. And it looked like they were set up to tush push. I'm not sure Reyna actually got in the back of Ellis there. Looks like he was just pushing the lineman forward.
So what's the final verdict on that in the NFL? Is that illegal? That's legal, right? Wasn't that a big argument?
It is legal, but they don't officiate. Not when the guards get the jump.
Yeah. 3 guys false start.
Oh,
it's a touchy subject with this guy. This is the wrong time.
You knew where I was going.
Or the center holds the ball down by his waist and has his head in the neutral zone. You know, that might be a problem too.
Breathe, Sam, breathe.
It's a first down for Andrean.
If you officiate it correctly, leave the play in.
Understood.
If you're not going to officiate it correctly, then get rid of it.
I'm ready to get rid of it entirely. So I was ready before that game last week, but either way. I like what Dean Blandino said. It's just a scrum. I mean, this is turned into rugby. Are we playing football or rugby?
That's a good point.
That's my thoughts, but I'm not bitter or anything. 1st and 10 for Andrean after a first down brought to you by Indiana University Northwest. On a first, it's an Ellis throw. In the flat, complete. And good after the catch, yardage from Stetson Sullivan. The freshman has another first down.
Tell you what, those short passes, Coach, have been there all day long for Andrean.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Hobart brought pressure from the top side and was handled well by this old line. And the back swung out and wide open there. And that's it. It's been a short game, 5, 6, 7 yard hitches, and really has gotten the job done for Andrean.
Could be the final play of this first quarter, right from midfield. After that catch and run by Sullivan. Ellis wants to throw again. He looks right, throws high, caught. Gavin Jones is spun down at the 35-yard line. That's another first down.
I mean, that's a Sunday-level route right there. As soon as Jones turned around, that ball was on his hands. He reacted quickly to get his hands above his head to snag that one. You're not going to see that any better on Sunday.
Well, it's a Sunday route, and that was a Sunday throw. That was a bullet there by Ellis, and put it right on his helmet. And what a play.
End of the first here from Father Eckert Stadium. It will be the 59ers at the Hobart 35, already leading 7-0 when we come back.
For over 100 years, Roofers Local 26 has been keeping Northwest Indiana dry and safe. Since 1919, our highly trained members have built a reputation for skills, safety, and reliability. With a 4-year apprenticeship and certifications in OSHA safety, first aid, and CPR, we deliver quality you can trust. When you need roofing done right, choose Roofers Local 26, protecting what matters most for over a century. For more information, visit www.roofers26.com.
For over 140 years, the Central Midwest Carpenters have built our communities in Northwest Indiana. Are you ready to join the effort? We have long-term work, competitive pay, and the best benefits in the industry. We pride ourselves on innovative training and commitment to worksite safety. Earn as you learn as an apprentice. A solid career built on a solid legacy. For more info, go to carpenters.com.
59ers come out throwing here after the first down completion. First play of this second quarter. And it's a short gain up the middle for a couple of yards here on the first play of this second frame, already leading 7-0.
They're just doing a good job as they've done all year. They mix up the run game, and it's what Andrean has really done since Bowen's gone on to Notre Dame. Run by committee, or even if they didn't have success, which the first year, 2 years ago, they didn't have much success on the ground, they still are showing the willingness to run the football, which opens up everything else.
Second down. Brickies brings some pressure, throwing, caught. Vo makes the catch. He's inside the 20-yard line.
I think that ball came
and
loose.
It did, yeah, and Hobart's celebrating. They've got the football. How about that? Looked like a harmless play on the far sideline, and somehow it popped out, and the Brickies have some life here early on in this second quarter.
You know, one of the things here is the coverage that Hobart plays is a quarters coverage. But what the weak spot of the defense is the flats, and you're seeing Andrean doing a good job of exploiting the flats on this Hobart defense. But lucky break there by this Bricky defense, and maybe this is what they need to get something going offensively.
Yeah, 2 possessions for Hobart, and they have only run 6 plays that have counted, outside of the punts, of course. Been some penalties in there that negated plays, but right now, back-to-back 3-and-outs is the offensive resume for Hobart here in week number 5. Tatum out of the pistol. He's got Pickett behind him. They run the option. Tosses it over to Pickett, and he cannot go anywhere, right to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to get something going out of the run game. Haven't had success running between the tackles, so they try to mix it up a little bit here, and Andrean just dominating up front.
Yeah, they ran speed to the top side. They're really the short side of the field, and this Andrean defense really just does a good job setting the edge. They're not going to let something like that get outside, and now you got 2nd and 10.
If you're Hobart, you'd at least like to pick up a first down or two. Flip field position here for a defense that has been on the field a lot. 2nd down, it is a run. Up the middle, and there is nothing there. Pickett, they might give him forward progress, a yard at best.
Pickett's going to have to come off the field as he's currently without a helmet, so we'll see what they do at running back, but that shouldn't be much of a factor. It's definitely a passing situation here on 3rd down and long.
We've seen this year in Hobart games, I've done a couple of them. Bryce Tolliver has been the big play guy, Subchinski as well in the passing game, but haven't talked about them yet. Not much here for Alex Tatum and company in the air attack on 3rd and 9 from their own 17-yard line. Play action. Looking left, fires there, Subchinski. He's got the first down, the speedy guy in the slot. Moves it across the 30-yard line.
Nice route. He cut that route off nicely there, right at the sticks, got separation. Good pass by Tatum.
Yeah, Andrean brought pressure up the middle, top side, and handled well by Hobart, and really a good in-rhythm throw there by Tatum, and a big first down for this Hobart offense.
It's their first down of the game at the 9.5 mark of the 2nd quarter. And yet here we are after the defense made a big play in a position to go down the field and still tie the game. Even after the slow start offensively, they show pressure. Hobart able to pick it up. Tatum still rolling, wants to turn the corner, but he didn't have anywhere to go. He sneaks out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's one. He got out the line of scrimmage. I like to see him throw that one away other than take a loss, but it looks like he was able to get back to the line.
That's what you hear on TV called a coverage sack. Everyone downfield covered up by this Andrean secondary, and Tatum really had no other option but to run directly out of bounds or throw it away.
DBs have done a good job in this game. Referenced that a moment ago. Some good wide receivers on this Hobart team who have not gotten loose yet. They look left, throwing way over the top of Aiden Cash as the feet of Alex Tatum drifting a bit to his left.
Passing center for Cash, falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down for the Brickies.
Big thing so far for this Bricky offense is they have not stayed on schedule. The running game has not been there, and because of that, they have not been able to get into 3rd downs that have been in their favor.
So now you're in an obvious passing situation here, and you give Andrean all sorts of options defensively because they know it's 3rd and long.
Tatum looking to throw, drifts back. He's under pressure, fires deep for Tolliver. Tipped, and he almost caught it. It was knocked away. Good hands by Bruce Moorhorse, but that almost turned into a huge play for either side. It could have been a pick or a giant gain.
Late pressure got there for Andrean, and yet the throw just came up, I guess, a little short. That probably was on the money if not for the tip, but great play in the back end.
It was, but that was an absolute missile by Tatum. I mean, that's 30 yards, 35 yards downfield on a line. It was a little underthrown, but it was a great pass considering the circumstances.
Yeah, with the man in his face.
Yep.
It's done a good job of kicking the ball away from Tyler Vo. This is a great punt. It's still rolling inside the 15-yard line, and so the Brickies do what was the minimum goal, which is flip field position, and they'll make the Niners go 85 yards if they're going to score here. So it went from an almost interception to almost a huge gain for Tolliver. That's for the first time we've really seen him targeted. And the talented receiver, the junior at 6 foot 175, has been the big play guy this year for Hobart so far. Subchinski's done a good job, but Tolliver, as we said, leading the team in receiving yards. Stephen Miller also has been a factor in that game.
Well, the way this game has gone so far, it might take a big play like that because Hobart's not having any success on the ground. And miscommunication there.
I don't think Mark Grubbs knew what the play call was.
It looked like he was going down the block, and the ball came right behind him, and he never turned around.
No, I don't know if that was supposed to be like a swing pass or a little tunnel screen. But, yeah, you're right. By the way he was blocking, leads you to believe something else was up.
So 2nd and 10 for the 59ers at their own 15-yard line. Their 2 drives, touchdown, and then they're rolling down the field again, and the fumble by Tyler Vo inside the red zone prevented a potential another touchdown. Elish going to keep this one himself. Has room on the left side. He is across the 20-yard line and will make this a much more attainable 3rd down.
Might be the first time we've seen that out of Elish today, but he's certainly capable. And we'll do that more as the game goes on.
One thing I noticed there was Hobart cornerbacks tighten up, and we're playing press coverage there on the Andrean wide receivers, different than what we've saw in the previous drives.
3rd down and 3 for this Niner offense. They need the 24-yard line. Haven't seen their running game get going. Ethan Reyna does have a rushing touchdown, but that was from in close. They try him here. Bunch of brickies come in to stop him, and he will be a couple of yards short. 4th down, and Hobart does a good job defensively.
Miles White, Peters, the usual suspects, Cash in there as well to force the punt.
Hobart brought pressure up the middle, played zero coverage behind, tightened down, did a secondary of Hobart, and that's a big 3 and out there for this Hobart defense.
Well, the 2 main threats in the passing game are also guys who go back there to return kicks. And Subchinski and Tolliver, as Elish, always have to make sure he lines up in different formations. He handles the punting duties as well. He will kick this one away, tries the rugby-style kick. Sideline for Subchinski, bobbled it momentarily. Able to stay on his feet, bouncing all over the place to the 45. There is a flag. And this is probably going to hurt the Brickies. They would have had great field position at the Andrean 45-yard line, but I think this is going to take them back into their own territory. Indications holding, it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me.
Sideline.
Is there a marker on the other side of the field we didn't see?
Must have been, because they called sideline warning, but he also called a block in the back. So it's going to be 2 penalties against Hobart.
Well, I think that the first one's going to be a warning, though, right? So they're not going to assess that. I'm sure that Hobart coaching staff is absolutely irate right now.
Well, when you get a sideline warning and the play is on the opposite side of the field, you expect maybe a little grace.
Absolutely. These sidelines aren't very big either.
And I don't know if that one's been a point of emphasis this year. I've certainly seen a lot of sideline warnings called in the games I've done this year. So
yeah.
Usually that's, when it's the point of emphasis in the offseason, the officials really keep an eye on that.
Pretty good field position in spite of that hold. At their own 46, here is Pickett, who takes the pile for 2 yards.
Yeah, just not much there. That might be his best run of the ball game, at least trying to get ahead of the sticks.
This running game for both sides just non-existent so far. Again, the best run was only because it resulted in a touchdown. It was from 3 yards away from Ethan Reyna. But both quarterbacks have put it in the air plenty.
Spread formation here, 3-by-1 for Hobart. See if they take to the air.
Look in the way of Subchinski. He comes back, makes a great catch. He'll be a yard short at the Andrean 45-yard line. Good throw, low and away by Tatum, and it sets up a 3rd short.
And it had to be, because he telegraphed that the whole way. Jones was making a break on it, and if that ball's elevated at all, Jones may be taking that one into the end zone.
You know, I was just going to comment, like, Tatum is at the bottom of his drop, and and the route is still being ran. And you're absolutely right. Gavin Jones is a heck of a corner, and he's going to jump that, and it's going to be pick 6 the other way. You're absolutely right, Coach.
They rush to the line here. Direct snap to Max Pickett with some extra blockers, and Andrean was ready for it. They stuff him short, and a 4th down decision coming up for Coach Schreiber.
We've seen that formation at least twice now. Try to get a lot more big bodies in there, and I think they're just going to run that one back and go for this. And why not?
Now we got a sub. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion now. Play clock running. All right, there you go. They got their numbers right.
Well, they had the bigs in there in the last play, so they wanted to get.
Tatum up to the line, going to try to sneak it, trying to spin forward, and this is going to be really close.
Definitely not initially. Then on the spin, he may have gotten just enough. He didn't need much. You know, Tatum's a big boy, so if he falls forward, he has it.
Coach Skinner thought that they stuffed him short, and it was a really good play. That was sort of a la Josh Allen, where he will contort himself and spin forward, and just when you think you've got him stuffed short, you don't.
Tatum goes 6'2", 200 pounds, you know, like Josh Allen, big body.
Yeah, just pretty much got to lay yourself out, right? And you can pick that yard up easily from the length of the height of the quarterback. Looks to his right, throws, almost intercepted. It was in and out of the hands of the DB, Jeremiah Gonzalez.
And again, just telegraphing that play. You know, he's sitting there and he's staring down the receiver. If he can just look the opposite direction a little bit, he's really going to help his receivers out, but he got away with that one too.
I have to start wondering if Hobart might try some double moves here, especially as good as the coverage has been on the outside. On 2nd and long, it is Max Pickett. Pickett, again, nothing for him. Right side, he has 2 yards.
Running the football against Andrean's been difficult all year long, maybe outside of Maryville. And Hobart's going to continue to try to grind it out, but Andrean, they're very stout defensively.
You got 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8 for Hobart. I would imagine they're in 2-down territory, so this could be a run or pass depending on what Hobart wants to do. Clock's starting to tick down a little bit, 3:40 left to go. My guess is, well, I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say Hobart's going to run the ball. I bet I'm wrong.
3rd down and 8. Tatum looks, they got a man deep. Tolliver going for it all, knocked away. Good coverage and a great recovery by Brady Ellish to knock it away.
That Ellish just did what Ellish does. An outstanding corner. Look at the closing speed on that. He had to make up about 4 or 5 yards there at the last second. Got his hand up there, and just absolutely stellar defense for Brady Ellish.
Yeah, that's his 4th pass defense on the year, and you're right. He got beat initially. Good job closing it down and playing the football once he caught up.
Offense is still out there, though they go with the pooch punt instead. Tatum, this is really going to work out as that rolls inside the 10-yard line, and that's where Andrean's going to take over.
They sprinted back to the line of scrimmage there. They tried to catch Andrean sleeping. I don't know if Tatum had a read there or not, if he could have called the play.
You know, on that 3rd down play, I was debating whether or not it was a run or pass, but with it was like 3:45, 3:50 on the clock, I thought Hobart would look to run the ball, run the clock a little bit, take some time off the clock, then if it's 3rd and not manageable or 4th and not manageable, you go ahead and punt the ball like they did. But I thought that would be a great time to run the ball, eat a little bit of clock, and see where you're at 4th down, whether or not you want to go for it or punt the ball.
It's hard to argue with the shot they took because they
Absolutely.
had the man open, but
They did.
Miller was running a slant, and I think if Tatum would have dropped it off to Miller, they may have had the 1st down.
Yeah, Bryce Tolliver was plenty open. 1st down, it's a run for Reyna, who cuts it up the middle. There he goes. They had nothing going in the running game, and Ethan Reyna in a foot race. Sobchinski able to get him, but he is all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Hobart just had no one back, and once Reyna got to that next level, everything opened up for him. Credit Subchinski for not giving up on that play.
It had to be a seal on the inside, a backside linebacker, and just left a gap there. And you got to take care of your run fits, especially with Ethan Reyna. Big body, but clearly the big fella can scoot.
Reyna comes off. He'll need a breather. But he has set up this offense at the Brickey 14-yard line inside of 3 minutes left in the second quarter with his team up 7-0. And now Hobart will need a timeout. 59ers up a score, trying to make it 2 here before halftime.
Opportunities are everywhere, even right around the corner. That's where you'll find Horizon Bank, going beyond to make a difference in our community. Whether you're starting a business or a family, expanding your kitchen or your customer base, drop by and see us for friendly service, local expertise, and solid financial advice. Horizon Bank, beyond ordinary banking. Learn more at horizonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
First down for the 59ers after the Brickies spend their second timeout of this first half. They will have one remaining if they need it, maybe on the offensive side here, depending on how fast Andrean scores. If they do, here before the second quarter. And it is a give. It's not Reyna this time. He's still off the field getting a breather. Jeremiah Gonzalez has been the guy who has spelled him a couple of times. He's got 2 yards.
You haven't seen Stovall today. Stovall second on the team with 31 carries.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in the game. I see him on the sideline.
Right, he's just outside the huddle there. Or behind the coaches, I should say.
Nathan Reyna still with his helmet off, trying to catch his breath, the guy who plays both sides. Clock now hitting 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. It's second down and 9 for this 59er offense. It's a design run. Elish trying the right side.
Be an interesting call if they get the fourth down and they don't pick it up here.
You know, ball on the 8-yard line or whatever it is. Hobart's going to play man on the goal line, so you spread them out. Andrean went empty, spread out 5 wide receivers. That's going to take some linebackers out of the box. And Andrean trying to exploit it with the Elish draw play, but a good job there by the edge of this Hobart defense.
Looks like the 59ers are going to run this down and then call themselves a timeout. Elish still standing near the sideline, so they will have a big third down coming up here. 1 minute, 13 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Ever considered becoming an iron worker? Local 395 is now accepting applications for their apprenticeship program. Go to ironworkers395.com. Look under the training section, click on apprenticeship, and scroll down to the application. You must be 18 years old, have a high school diploma or GED, and you must be physically able to perform the work of the trade. Find out more by calling the apprenticeship school in Lake Station at 219-962-7675 or visit ironworkers395.com.
Huge third down here for the 59ers as they can still get that first inside the 5-yard line and have 2 timeouts with just over a minute to play in the second quarter, up a touchdown. Ethan Reyna back in there now as he gets the ball on this third down. He tries the middle of this formation, pushing the pile. Needed the 4-yard line. Looks like he's right about there. Though the officials are not stopping the clock, so it's a 4th down as he's about a half a yard short.
I bet Skinner takes this one down all the way, too. Calls another timeout to decide what he wants to do.
Many times, enough Coach Skinner games that he is often a guy who takes the points. But I'm sure he's aware of how explosive this Hobart offense has been. And he calls a timeout, his second with 35 seconds to play. He's got one more if he needs to stop it. So what would you guys do here? Coach, start with you if you had the decision. Take the points, or you going?
I was just looking to see if I can see where their kicker is. I'm gonna go ahead. I got one of the best backs in Northwest Indiana, and Ethan Reyna. I need to get 1 yard, and I got a guy going to Wisconsin on my O-line. I'm gonna go ahead and follow him and run the ball.
You know, just to maybe take a different view, I can't really say I disagree necessarily, but I mean, this is a ball game where you make this a 2-possession game, take the points. You know, the way your defense is playing, Hobart's not doing anything moving the football offensively.
Sure.
Coach Skinner might be thinking, hey, let's get up 2 possessions here going into the half, and we're going to feel real good about ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of options.
And we saw him last year in what became a championship game for Hanover, and they didn't take advantage, remember, and it resulted in a 3-way tie.
You're
that was the
absolutely
final
right.
score of that ball game, 3-0. But the offense is on the field, and it looks like they're going to go for this out of the same formation they just ran with Reyna. I think it's the same play. They turn and give it to him, and he dives forward. He's got the first down. He did roll across the goal line, but he was already down. So it's 1st and goal, and Andrean's going to have to go a little bit here. They don't want to use that last time out.
They can just do that same thing. If they don't get it here, call the timeout. I think 2 plays at least, Reyna will be in the end zone.
They turn again, and the ball goes to the turf, and it's picked up by Ellis. That could have been an absolute disaster, and Chris Skinner is furious. And the 59ers will have to use their final timeout with 17 seconds left here in the second quarter, and that may take their chance at a touchdown away. Well, they could have some shots to the end zone here if they choose, but that was almost a disaster.
Well, they're definitely going to – you got 2 plays here, 2nd and 3rd down to go toward the end zone. You're going to throw the ball in the end zone, and if not, now you're going to take the points. What a costly mistake there on that exchange.
Yeah, it was hard to tell from our angle if Reyna just got caught looking ahead towards where he was headed, of course, which is the goal line, or if the quarterback, I don't think he had an option. I think that was a design run.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Tough break for Andrean.
And it could have been their second turnover in the red zone. Thankfully, for Coach Skinner and company, the quarterback was able to find the football.
Yeah, no timeouts left at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach, like you said, they're going to take a shot or 2, 17 seconds. You get 2 shots into the end zone and then set up and take your 3. I don't know, do you chance running the football here? Does that even cross your mind?
No, because that probably takes your – then it actually eliminates the play, right? You run the ball. Now the only thing you can do – well, I guess you can get up there and spike it, but, yeah, you eliminate a play if you run the ball.
On 2nd down, Ellis is going to throw. They try a fade looking for Gavin Jones, and it is knocked out of his hands. Incomplete.
Tolliver on coverage. It was a good ball. Good ball by Ellis. Almost tiptoed it, almost kept it in.
And now on 3rd down with 12 seconds, are they sending out the field goal kicker? Looks like it.
I would think you have one more opportunity to do that. That play took 5 seconds right there. There was 17 on the clock.
Jax Alvarez. This is going to be about a 24-yard kick. Operation's good. Really low kick, but it was high enough. And he knocks it through with 8 seconds to play before halftime. It's 10-0 Andrean.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't take one more shot, but I think Coach Skinner wanted to get his points before, another possible disastrous situation happen. So let's get our points. Let's get up 2 possessions and get into the half.
And if you from the Hobart perspective, like that's a huge play. Probably a huge stop after that big run by Reyna. That's a huge stop by your defense just to get, come off the field, only giving up 3 points. And I'll tell you what, Hobart's going to go in at halftime, and they need to talk about some things. And I'm sure that Eric Schreiber's staff, Jr., will make some changes.
Well, also, if you think about it, if you're Chris Skinner, you get the ball to start the half, too. So you can feel good about going up 2 scores and then try to go up a 3rd score, which even if you scored a touchdown, you still can only go up 3 scores anyway. So it doesn't make much of a difference in that realm, but obviously you'd rather have 21 instead of 17. That's the big difference on the scoreboard. Sure. And barring a giant return here, you should go up into the half up 10-0. Hobart's got some guys who can make that happen. Subchinski and Bryce Tolliver, as good as they are in the receiving game, are equally impressive in the return game. And I imagine they might not get a chance here. Might squib this to the middle of the field. That is the case. Watch out. That could have been another disaster for Hobart. It's going to actually work out a bit, though, as it hit one of the upbacks. I think was that Fernando Robles who that hit, number 17? Or?
No time came off the clock, and I think that's what Andrean's discussing down there. I see one of the players having a conversation with the official. I think that was Vinny Zupan that was looking at the scoreboard. I think at least a second, or it's got to come off. It did hit the back of the Hobart player.
Yeah,
at least a second because it hit him, and then by the time he fell on it,
right.
You think a second, if not 2 seconds, fell off. Yeah, they're asking for 6 seconds, so 2.
Andrean assistant and sleeveless assistant coach Duke Lemire calling for 7 seconds. If you can see Coach Lemire there, he doesn't wear sleeves on the sidelines.
Not even when it's 30 degrees out in semi-state.
Even like in family photos, he's sleeveless. It's unbelievable. 6 seconds.
Thank you, guys. We'll just watch the
6 seconds he's calling for.
Perfect. Thank you. We will put 6 on. That's really great. Thank you, guys, for your help.
Crowd letting the scorekeeper know that 6 seconds should be on the clock. Good friendly banter.
Tatum, they're going to at least take a shot here.
That's going to be flagged.
Firing down the right side. And
Christian Gavin just laid out Tatum, roughing the passer. It's a great call.
Untimed down now.
He came in hot. He got there late. So, yeah, Hobart will have another shot. And Tatum can get the ball there, especially now with an extra 15 yards.
This will take him to about the 40-yard line of the 59ers. And
I put Brady Ellis at the goal line and obviously a few others as well, but I want Ellis down there.
So it's been a disastrous half for the Brickies here. But a little magic at the end of the half could change all that.
They're in a kneel-down formation here. Oh, maybe not.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, no.
Sling it.
I didn't see the 4 wide receivers on the sideline just come in the game.
You know, you got Big 8 and Cash. I would send him out there in a jump ball situation. Ellis is over here by himself. That makes no sense to me. I think he's starting to rotate now. I want Ellis down there at the goal line.
Andrean bringing some pressure. Tatum got away. Heaves it, not going to get all the way to the end zone. It is intercepted, I believe.
Almost disaster, Coach. Knock it down, right? 2 Andrean players fighting for that interception.
Absolutely.
That could have been a disastrous situation.
Well, it's Mitchell Myers who's got a pick. Either way, the Niners have to like where they're at. Up 10-0 to the break. The home team has controlled the first 2 quarters.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
It's more than just a game. It's pride. It's tradition. It's the region. From the Friday night lights of the NCC to the small-town passion of the PCC to 19 high schools that define our communities. The Jed TV Sports Network is your home for local high school sports. Live and on demand on the Jed TV app, Roku, Fire Stick, and JedTV.com. Jed TV Sports Network. 19 schools, 2 conferences, 1 region, 1 place to watch it all.
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first because your story matters. We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at schneiderjobs.com.
Popa Heating and Cooling is now here to service your area. Since 1968, we have been Northwest Indiana's trusted HVAC experts. Whether it's installing, repairing, or maintaining your heating and cooling systems, our professional and friendly service ensures you stay comfortable year-round. From furnaces and air conditioners to boilers and humidifiers, we handle it all. For tailored maintenance plans, 24/7 emergency response, and premium HVAC solutions, visit popahvac.com or call 219-838-7700.
Do you like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
From the gasoline in your car to the jet fuel in the sky, the diesel moving freight, propane warming homes, asphalt paving roads, and petrochemicals for everyday products, we make it all. We're United Steelworkers Local 7-1, the local 7-1 oil workers, proud to power Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland, and the Midwest. We're not just refinery workers, we're your neighbors. United Steelworkers Local 7-1, powering the region because we are the region.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
again, everybody. This is Matt Maloney of the Matt Maloney Real Estate Group, powered by Keller Williams of Northwest Indiana. The region is a beautiful place to live, and I've soared to new heights to market your listing to the best and widest possible audience. Call me today at 219-301-0477 or visit mattmaloneyrealtor.com and let's get started. It's not baloney. I'm Matt Maloney.
This weekend, make Doc's Barbecue your home for wall-to-wall football action. Kick things off with Friday Night Lights on JED TV. Roll into a full slate of college football Saturday and wrap it up with every big play from NFL Sunday, all on the big screen at Doc's. Pair the games with Southern-style hickory smoked barbecue in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere. Stop by Doc's Smokehouse in Dyer, where football and flavor go hand in hand all weekend long.
Here at the half, where Andrean leads it 10-0 right now over the Hobart Brickies in a game that has started to feel more and more like the de facto NCC championship game, along with Coach Brett Jennings and Tim Fedler. I'm Sam Michael. Tim, it was a really impressive first half so far for the 59ers. They have controlled pace, probably should feel like they should be up more points. They had a fumble inside the red zone, then looked like maybe Rainey was going to score a touchdown. They mishandled the snap and had to settle for 3. But all in all, I think if you're Chris Skinner and you said he'd be up 10-0 at the half in this game, he'd take it.
Yeah, and it's really how they've played defensively, just dominating the line of scrimmage. Hobart hasn't been able to get anything going on the run game, especially between the tackles. They've tried some misdirection, some counter stuff as well that Andrean's been all over. And, you know, you talked about up 10-0. You talked about the 2 big plays. How about Subchinski chasing down Reyna, keeping Reyna out of the end zone, and then Andrean eventually has to settle for the field goal there. And then you had the interception in the red zone on, drive number 2. So it's those things where Hobart is going to look at halftime that they got something to build on. But Andrean just grinding this one out on the ground. Their short passing game has been just an extension of their run game, hitting those quick little passes in the flat. Vo had a lot of success on that early. So Andrean's definitely got to like where they're at right now. If they can just clean up a couple little things, as you said, this can be 21-0 ball game.
Coach Hobart's got to be disappointed with where they're at right now and scoring all these points through the first 4 weeks, prolific offense, and here they are, have just played 30 minutes of football, and they have nothing to show for it offensively.
No, big old 0 on the scoreboard. But, Coach, you kind of mentioned it in terms of Andrean using the passing game, the short passing game as an extension of the run game. Hobart hasn't been able to do that. They really haven't gotten any sort of rhythm offensively, whether it was running the ball or passing the ball. Max Pickett hasn't been able to get going. Really haven't been able to do much on the outside in terms of the passing game. Tried to go downfield one time. Brady Ellis made a nice play on the ball. So really kind of Hobart is just trying to find something that they can hang their hat on tonight, and they haven't been able to find anything thus far.
It's 10-0 at this point, and you look at it from both perspectives like we just did, and the second half could dramatically shift, but it'll be difficult, Tim, for Hobart to start that. They're going to have to start the second half on defense, and you never know, that could quick 3 and out or even a turnover could flip the game in the direction they're looking for, but this could get a little bit worse before it gets any better for the Brickies here on the visiting side.
Yeah, I think if they can come out and get a quick stop, maybe get some good field position. I think the one thing, if you want to look at something for Hobart to be excited about in the first half, is they just missed on 2 deep plays trying to get the ball to Bryce Tolliver. You had the one that was tipped away right at the last second when Tolliver looked like he was running away from the DB, and then the other one here where Ellis was about 5 yards behind and closed the ground in a hurry. So I said in the pregame, whatever team can maybe strike big and hit that big play might have an opportunity. And Hobart's just missed. It's been a game of inches for them in terms of missing those deep plays. If they can hit one of those, that can be, what they need to catapult them right back into this game.
And it's going to loosen up that Andrean defense a little bit, right? I mean, they're clearly their stuff in the run. Andrean is. If you can just connect on a few pass plays and get those linebackers not to overplay the run, maybe now you can get something going where you can mix it up, run and pass. Right now, Hobart's reaching in the pocket and finding nothing.
Andrean didn't have anything going, Coach, with the running game until Ethan Reyna broke that huge one, and it still only resulted in a eventual field goal. But is that the mentality if you're Hobart too? Do you still try to run the ball and hope a big one's in there, or are you going to really start to resort more to the air attack?
Well, I think Hobart came into the game with the thought that they can throw the ball on Andrean. And if you look at previous games of Andrean, that's where some of the success opponents have had against this Andrean defense has been in the air. Giving up four scores, I think bypassed throughout the first 4 games. So there has been some success opponents have had against this Andrean defense in the air. So I really believe that that's what Hobart thought they were going to be able to pull out. But it just hasn't happened so far.
We haven't really seen Alex Tatum run the football much.
We have not.
And he's been a guy who has had a pretty impressive season on the rushing attack, too. We talked about his throwing game, but his passing attack, he's got almost 200 yards on the ground this year, Tim, and we haven't seen that. It's been pretty much just classic turn around and hand the ball to Max Pickett. If you're calling the plays in the second half, do you stick with what you've been calling? They had some shots on the deep balls there, or what's the adjustment they might turn to?
Really, the direct snap to Tatum is the one thing we haven't seen at all, where you get the extra blocker out in front of the quarterback. I mean, Hobart did a lot of that last year, if I remember correctly. They tried the misdirection, and that didn't work. They tried the counters. They tried the reverses. They hit Stephen Miller out in the flat on the quick pass early, and he was able to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on first down. I think that was the first play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm, calling plays for Hobart in the second half, I'm going to do what I said Andrean has been doing in the first half, and that's using these receivers as an extension of the run game. Short passes out to Miller, to Tolliver. I want to see Cash get involved more, but fire them the ball in the flat right at the line of scrimmage and see if they can get one-on-one and maybe get some yardage going on the sideline, because they're getting absolutely nothing running up the middle. And then if that works and Andrean stretches the defense a little bit, maybe that creates more room up the middle.
Well, it's been frustrating so far if you're a Bricky fan. The folks who have made the trip have not seen any of the fireworks yet from the visiting team. The home team in control here, up 10-0 at the break.
From the gasoline in your car to the jet fuel in the sky, the diesel moving freight, propane warming homes, asphalt paving roads, and petrochemicals for everyday products, we make it all. We're United Steelworkers Local 7-1, the Local 7-1 oil workers, proud to power Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland, and the Midwest. We're not just refinery workers, we're your neighbors. United Steelworkers Local 7-1, powering the region because we are the region.
As days go by, the most important people in your life are here, now and always, to watch you grow, support you through the ups and downs, and to reach your goals. Trust People's Bank to be one of those relationships, guiding you through life's special moments. Each event with their own financial need and desire. As you move forward, we remain by your side, a reliable partner in days gone by and in the future. People's Bank. Better banking keeps moving forward.
No one ever called it the great indoors. Get out and join us. Our hands are the tools. The outdoors is our office. And our climate control is the climate. We are the Laborers International Union of North America, the best paid, best trained construction professionals in the state. We build Indiana, and we're ready for you to come build it with us.
For over 140 years, the Central Midwest Carpenters have built our communities in Northwest Indiana. Are you ready to join the effort? We have long-term work, competitive pay, and the best benefits in the industry. We pride ourselves on innovative training and commitment to worksite safety. Earn as you learn as an apprentice. A solid career built on a solid legacy. For more info, go to carpenters.com.
For over 100 years, Roofers Local 26 has been keeping Northwest Indiana dry and safe. Since 1919, our highly trained members have built a reputation for skills, safety, and reliability. With a 4-year apprenticeship and certifications in OSHA safety, first aid, and CPR, we deliver quality you can trust. When you need roofing done right, choose Roofers Local 26, protecting what matters most for over a century. For more information, visit www.roofers26.com.
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first because your story matters. We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
Are you searching for a college where you belong? Calumet College of St. Joseph wants to know you and give you the support you need to succeed. Are you worried about how you'll pay for your degree? 95% of our students receive financial aid, including scholarships and grants. Need some extra help with your classes? You'll benefit from our small class sizes, free tutoring, internship planning, faculty mentors, and so much more. Come experience our accepting, supportive college family for yourself. Schedule your campus visit and apply at ccsj.edu.
This weekend, make Doc's Barbecue your home for wall-to-wall football action. Kick things off with Friday Night Lights on Jed TV. Roll into a full slate of college football Saturday, and wrap it up with every big play from NFL Sunday, all on the big screen at Doc's. Pair the games with Southern-style hickory smoked barbecue in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere. Stop by Doc's Smokehouse in Dyer, where football and flavor go hand in hand all weekend long.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crow Company's Lantern Man. Crow Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Opportunities are everywhere, even right around the corner. That's where you'll find Horizon Bank, going beyond to make a difference in our community. Whether you're starting a business or a family, expanding your kitchen or your customer base, drop by and see us for friendly service, local expertise, and solid financial advice. Horizon Bank, beyond ordinary banking. Learn more at horizonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you ever considered becoming an iron worker? Local 395 is now accepting applications for their apprenticeship program. Go to ironworkers395.com. Look under the training section, click on apprenticeship, and scroll down to the application. You must be 18 years old, have a high school diploma or GED, and you must be physically able to perform the work of the trade. Find out more by calling the apprenticeship school in Lake Station at 219-962-7675 or visit ironworkers395.com.
Want your brand in front of thousands of loyal local fans every week? The Jed TV Sports Network broadcasts over 1,000 games a year across the NCC network, the PCC network, and 19 high school partners throughout Northwest Indiana. From in-game sponsorships to commercial spots and digital branding, your message hits home, right where your customers live, work, and cheer. Jed TV Sports Network, where local sports meet regional impact.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Powers Health is committed to advancing medical care and technology in our area. Cancer research and clinical trials so you can explore new horizons. Heart care expertise with a collaborative team of specialists so you can create more memories together. Northwest Indiana's only certified comprehensive stroke center so you can cover new ground. When it comes to advanced care, look no further. Everything we do, everything we believe, Powers Health.
Graduating high school and starting college is a big milestone. New gadgets, new friends, and a whole new chapter in life. But before you head to campus, there's one important step you shouldn't skip: reviewing your insurance coverage. If you're living away from home, your parents' policy may only cover you partially, or not at all. With years of trusted service right here in Schererville, Mackey Insurance Group is committed to keeping you safe and informed, whether you're on the road or planning your next adventure. Call us at 219-440-2021 or visit MackeyINSGroup.com to learn more.
If you're thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or your business has plans to break ground on a new project in 2024, Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's best electricians. With IBEW, Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Popa Heating and Cooling is now here to service your area. Since 1968, we have been Northwest Indiana's trusted HVAC experts. Whether it's installing, repairing, or maintaining your heating and cooling systems, our professional and friendly service ensures you stay comfortable year-round. From furnaces and air conditioners to boilers and humidifiers, we handle it all. For tailored maintenance plans, 24/7 emergency response, and premium HVAC solutions, visit popahvac.com or call 219-838-7700.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at schneiderjobs.com.
Andrean ready to start with the football here in this second half, leading 10-0, and they of course deferred to start the ball game, so they will get this second half kickoff ready to go here momentarily. Coach Brett Jennings, Tim Fedler, Sam Michael, and right now Andrean in a good spot, though the schedules for these teams don't get much easier. We were talking about Lowell. They're in control tonight against the Trojans. They're up 35-0 at halftime, last checked, against Highland. And Andrean will have a bit of an easier schedule going forward, at least in the league, as they will travel to play the Trojans next week. Hobart is going to walk right into their contest against Lowell, though it'll be at home, so a little bit easier than going to the Inferno, though I don't know if it's the Inferno anymore with the turf and the whole deal, but we'll still go there. Either way, as the whistle stops play here on this kickoff attempt. I think somebody was offsides, but either way, Andrean, if they win this game, they'll have time to build. They don't play Lowell until their final week, which, circle that game. We might be back here talking about that game being for the conference. So we'll see what kind of adjustments are made here and if Hobart can get a stop here to start this second half.
I think this is 2 weeks in a row, Sam. We've had a re-kick to start the to start half number two. we did it without our 3-minute add-on rant this time.
That's true. And people are, officials are learning. They don't want us to scold them for multiple minutes of the broadcast. Nobody wants to hear that.
I don't think the officials care what we have to say.
No, they certainly don't. So they'll try it again. Sending this one deep and returnable at the 10-yard line. It's Gavin Jones. Gavin Jones to midfield, where he is finally taken down by Subchinski. That is a great return, and Andrean, already up 10-0, is going to have great starting field position.
Very similar to the return Hobart had at the start of the game. That was just right up the gut, and just some great blocking off that wedge. Terry Irvin in there as well on that tackle, I believe, for the Brickies. So, yeah, you talk about Hobart trying to come out here, change the momentum, get a big stop, seeing what adjustments they made offensively. They're now going to have to scramble to get off the field here.
On first down, they hand it to Ethan Reyna. And Reyna has been bottled up all night outside of his one big run. That came right before halftime. He is back to the line of scrimmage here.
Just looking at Hobart coverage. Played cover one there. Basically, it's man underneath and a safety over the top. But a big change from what we saw early on in the game, where Hobart was willing to give up the flat route, kind of those outside passes that we saw and spoke a lot about. So there's one adjustment we see right off the bat from Hobart.
There's a flag on this play. A hold is going to send it back near the 40-yard line. So they'll do first down over again. And now another flag. And this is going to make it even worse for the 59ers. It's a false start.
Really kind of negates that big return.
Mm-hmm. In the first half, it was some Hobart penalties, mostly on defense. There was two in particular. On the touchdown drive that made it a bit easier for Andrean to score those 7 points. So first and 25, Ellis is going to throw. He throws short, complete to Grubbs. Tolliver on him quickly. And a host of tacklers drive him back. Forward progress to the 41.
And that's all you can do on that one. First and 25, you just want to get a few of those yards back. And, I think best case scenario right now, Coach Skinner's hoping to be somewhere in the 3rd and 10 range after this play.
Yeah, you just want it to be manageable. Something in your playbook. You got 3rd and 10 in your playbook. You don't really have 3rd and 20 in your playbook.
First down marker sitting all the way at the Hobart 39-yard line. They snap this ball from their own 42 on 2nd down and 10. It's a play action. Pressure comes. They set up the screen again. That's complete. Opportunity here for Gonzalez. And they are going to have a very manageable 3rd down coming up here, as they'll need 2 yards to get a first.
Great job by Gonzalez, because Vo missed his tackle on Oliver. Oliver had an opportunity. Gonzalez made him miss and sets up, as you said, a 3rd and your whole playbook.
That's a tough break there for the Hobart defense. Really got to make that play if you're Hobart. You did a good job sniffing it out. You kept your outside. Kept the outside contained, not really letting them get out to the outside, but a missed tackle. And now look, this is where you're at, 3rd and 3.
Ellis in an empty formation. Everybody around the line of scrimmage, though. He looks right, throws short, caught. First down, Vo to the 35.
And there's that 3rd down possession receiver. He always has a way of finding the sticks. And him and Ellis have been on the same page on those 3rd downs tonight.
And especially on the short side of the field, your slot, that's a really short throw. Your safety playing off, that's way too easy. And that's just a give me for this Andrean offense.
So from 1st and 25 all the way to 1st and 10 at the Hobart 36-yard line. And that's an everybody but the center false start we just saw. And so in spite of the penalties, as we have another one, Andrean still moving the ball here on this drive.
Yeah, that's 3 penalties now for... 15, 20 yards going the opposite direction. And this is where Hobart really needs to take advantage, and they couldn't take advantage of the 1st and 25.
Reyna in there on 1st and 15. He is stacked up again. Not able to clear the line of scrimmage. No gain on this 1st and 15 carry.
Ethan Abrego coming in from the backside, wrapping him up.
Hobart, worst case scenario, would like to hold him to a field goal attempt, but Andrean is probably at least 20 yards away from considering that. So the Brickies still trying to hold here, as Andrean has had the football this entire third quarter so far. Pump and go here, and they got a man leaking out. It is Vo. He catches in stride, able to stay in bounds. Touchdown.
You were asking for that pump and go in the first half, Sam, and they got it right there, and the corner bit. No safety help over the top. Vo, the only challenge was he going to be able to stay in bounds, tiptoeing the sideline?
Just really using the corner's aggression against him. You know, you've been hitting that flat route all day. Just that short hitch, and you release that slot on a wheel route. Wide open play.
Good body control. The touchdown brought to you by Westland and Bennett. It is a 17-0 advantage here for the home team. They have controlled the ball game and in a great position.
Considered becoming an iron worker? Local 395 is now accepting applications for their apprenticeship program. Go to ironworkers395.com. Look under the training section, click on apprenticeship, and scroll down to the application. You must be 18 years old, have a high school diploma or GED, and you must be physically able to perform the work of the trade. Find out more by calling the apprenticeship school in Lake Station at 219-962-7675 or visit ironworkers395.com.
Tyler Vo, the touchdown for Andrean, and they have made it the coveted 3-score advantage. And Hobart has their work cut out for them here. 8.5 to play in this third quarter, and they'd like a nice return to start it off. It's Tolliver who tries to do that, and Tolliver will start them at their own 25-yard line.
Wachowski on the reset. Sapinski returns to the 26-yard line.
So for the first time all year, Hobart has not scored in the first half, and this is a team who left points on the board and still scored 20 points, their worst output of the year in week number 1 against Chesterton.
So we'll see what adjustments they make. Their first opportunity here in the second half. And, you know, I suggested getting these receivers involved quickly in the flat, using that as an extension of the run game. But we'll see what they try to do to get Pickett going.
On first down, play action, quick throw from Miller. Makes the catch and turns back. He'll be near the marker, a yard short. And that is an 8-yard pickup.
That's what you've been calling for, Coach. Just getting the ball out to your slot. Let him work. And as you said, it's just an extension of the run game. Can't get the run game going, find other ways. That's a good job there.
They give it to Pickett here. He's got a hole for the first time today, Max Pickett. But that is going to be short-lived. The flag flies in from the back judge, and I'm sure that's going to be a holding call.
I'm not sure if it's the reason why that hole opened up. It looked like Tatum held that ball a split second longer, thinking about pulling it out himself before he gave way to Pickett, but also may be the hold, the result of the extra yardage.
So the hold will bring them back all the way to their own 29-yard line. And instead of a first down, it'll be a second down and 7 now. Clock hitting 7 minutes and 50 seconds here in the third quarter. Hobart still has some time, but And they really need to drive here. On play action. Throw over the middle. That was really dangerous. Ton of red jerseys there around Aiden Cash.
Well, that time they had Pickett out in the slot, and they ran him on the revert, in motion. So moving him around a little bit. But, yeah, just absolutely nowhere to throw that football. Inexcusable pass.
Well, really, Hobart's hoping that those linebackers fly with Pickett on that jet fake. And then you just replace those linebackers with a receiver. They didn't do that. They just sat there, and it was a dangerous pass. Should have been picked off.
On third down, Tatum flying left, throws. It is knocked away as he tried to deliver it. It's an incomplete pass, and it's fourth down.
Gavin just chasing him down from behind and just got his big paw on that one and swatted it away.
Hobart can't get out of their own way.
Christian Gavin has just wreaked havoc all night on Tatum, forcing him out of the pocket.
Berkey's in punt formation. Vo at his own 40-yard line. They have punted 3 times and kicked it to the sideline all 3. This one returnable. And Tyler Vo, we've seen his shiftiness already. Good extra burst here to midfield, and a flag comes in late.
If they're going to get a late hit, I thought I saw Preston Perez pull up on that one. Maybe it wasn't him, but Perez came in, looked like he was going to maybe deliver a hit. I thought he pulled up. Was there someone else there, Coach, or was it just 61?
It was hard for me to see. Robles was there as well. 17 for the Bricks. Oh, face mask.
Face mask, so yeah, that not the late hit, so.
Robles looked like he got blocked in the back, but whatever the case was, fell down and really allowed that ball to get to the sideline. And as one of those outside gunners, as they call them, your job is to force that thing back into the rest of your punt team, and wasn't able to do that, and that's why you see the big return. You add on the penalty, and now Andrean's got something cooking again.
So that penalty takes the ball to the Hobart 32. And this game's spiraling right now for Hobart.
I was just going to say that. Yep, it sure is.
Well, a touchdown here, assuming the traditional 7 points, would still be a 3-score game, but you'd have to get 3 2-point conversions along with those touchdowns. It's a run for Elish up the middle to the 29.
Yeah, you almost feel like, though, it has to be a must-stop for Hobart. They got to force a turnover here or a missed field goal, something, get off the field without giving up any points. Because the way the offense has been sputtering, it's already going to be hard enough to score 17, let alone try to get 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions.
Stovall, we talked about him in the first half. Seeing him for the first time this drive. He's got a yard up the middle, and it's third down.
Yeah, Stovall second on the team with 31 carries on the year, but they went to, I think it was Christian Gavin getting the carries, a couple carries in the first half when we didn't see Reyna.
I'm curious to see what Hobart does if they decide to bring pressure on this 3rd and 6. Kind of a pressure down. You're going to tighten up your secondary here. Do you bring heat? You sit back? And just from the looks of it, looks like Hobart's going to sit back on this 3rd and 6.
It's a passing down for Elish, throwing right, and that was contested well. Looking for Vo, who has converted a number of third downs. That one incomplete, and so a 4th down decision. Need about 6 yards here if you're Chris Skinner.
But Grubbs was wide open at the 10-yard line. Nobody went with him. If Elish was able to look his way, it's 23-0 awaiting the extra point.
So right now the offense still out there. Again, Elish is the punter, so it's never a guarantee, even if he stays on the field, that they're going to go for it.
Play clock down to 10.
He just gets to the huddle to get the play. It looks like they're going to play offense here. 5 seconds to get it off. And they will. Elish looking, they're going to take a shot, looking to the sideline, end zone, and incomplete. The pass out of bounds. Looks like Andrean wanted a pass interference, but Not sure that was catchable for Mark Grubbs.
I was just going to say, to me, it looked like that could have gone either way. Both guys playing with hands there on it. That's a good no call by the official either way. Hobart had hands on, Andrean had hands on, just two guys fighting for the ball.
And Grubbs was out of bounds, so if you're not going to call pass interference, I saw the official reach for his hat when he saw the pass was incomplete. He decided not to drop it, so he wasn't going to call pass interference. He was going to say Grubbs ran out of bounds, and for that became an ineligible receiver.
Yep. That's a good stop there by Hobart, though.
Well, gives him life here with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. If you're just joining us on the radio side, 17-0 advantage for Andrean. Here at home against the Brickies, who have the football now at their own 28-yard line. And they need a home run play, I feel like, to really change things here. This drive starts with a run. It is Pickett who is hammered.
Woo! Mitchell Myers. It looked like Pickett had some room, and it looked like that could have been a big play, and Mitchell Myers just closed in a hurry. I don't know where he came from, shot out of a cannon. What a hit.
From the safety position. What a hit indeed.
It was almost like Pickett was turning the corner right around his left tackle, and there was number 22 in red, and he laid the boom on him. It's a 3-yard pickup. And second down here for Alex Tatum in this offense. Tolliver in motion.
Screen.
They set up the screen pass, almost intercepted through the hands of Logan Peters.
Yeah, that's the first time calling Peters' name, trying to get him involved offensively. But again, it just well read by Andrean's defense.
Yeah, they're definitely a disciplined unit. These linebackers are well schooled. Just couldn't complete. Even if it was complete, it wasn't going anywhere. Defense stayed home on that screen.
Take a shot here.
Absolutely.
You had a couple just miss opportunities. Yep. Let Tolliver run a go route. See if you can get him.
On third down. Pressure coming on the quarterback. Tatum throwing on the run. Out of bounds. It'll go as an incomplete pass.
But there's the reason why you really can't just release Tolliver downfield on a go or a deep post is they're not getting any time. Pass blocking for the offensive line has not been there. Andrean's gotten pressure all game long.
Just coming off the edge, top side edge, the arm side of Tatum. He's rolling out. There's nothing you can do.
Another punt, the 5th of the game for this Hobart offense. I'm not sure they punted 5 times all season before this. Vo comes over near his own sideline, makes the fair catch at the Andrean 35. So Hobart's defense gave their offense an opportunity, but unable to do anything with it. Andrean has really played well defensively.
As they have all year. You know, I think Maryville put up 41 on them in week 1, and yeah, you know, that's Maryville, right? You're playing up a couple classes there. Maryville's going to do that to most people, not named Crown Point. You know, so that's just a big rivalry game that they go at week 1, and it's a good tester for Andrean. And ever since then, you know, shutting out Lours, you know, week 2, and the defense has just brought it every week since.
Quarterback, Elish. Good run for him on first down. As he was patient there, pulled it out of the belly of Reyna.
You know, I'm not sure at the 2A level. I'll have to take a deep dive into it, but who's going to be able to score on this team at the 2A level this year? You know, Andrean definitely should be the favorite from the north to get to Lucas Oil.
Well, I'm sure that Adams Central probably has something to say about that, but
good point.
No, you're absolutely right on that. This is a defense that isn't really a 2A type defense, that's for sure.
We thought the 59ers had a great opportunity last year. I know they were disappointed and have their season end here.
Can't remember with that Adams Central team, though they're still playing well, if they were senior heavy or not last year.
No, I don't remember either. They may even bumped up. No, did they bump up a class, or are they still in 2A?
I think now that you say that, the success factor, they may be up this year.
Are we in year 2 of the cycle? So I think this would be Adams Central's going to be where they were last year.
Yep.
Because I think last year they had just bumped up from 1A.
I think you're right.
It's so hard to keep track of.
Well, that's
so
why we
many
got you here,
changes.
Tim. You remember things like that.
Sometimes I remember them incorrectly.
3rd down and 6. They need the 45-yard line. Ricky's trying to give their offense another chance. Looking, and it's caught. Yes, what a catch. Brought in here by Gavin Jones right near midfield.
Tolliver was all over him there. Thought maybe we'd get a flag.
Kind of going after Tolliver a little bit. Is Andrean, I don't know if it's just the short side of the field. That's just, that's an easy throw. But Tolliver has had his hands full down here all evening.
Their first down, all of them this season, brought to you by Indiana University Northwest. As Andrean looking for a potential early dagger here to go up 3 touchdowns. Elish, he got hit hard. As Elish was getting tackled by his legs, he got smashed across the top. I
think it was
Josh Diaz, yeah.
Yeah, it was. And, we haven't seen as much of that as I thought we would, the Elish keeper. Really the keeper for both teams.
Yeah.
Both these quarterbacks are dual threats, and I thought we'd see a lot more with them.
Looks like Elish is okay. He got crunched a little bit there.
So Adams Central is ranked number 1 in Class 2A at 4-0. And then Brownstown Central and Lapel up there as well. Andrean sits at 4, tied with Eastbrook.
2nd down, it's a give for Reyna. And again, they have been all over number 10 outside of the one big run. They've done a great job containing this rushing attack. Now a whistle as the officials using a timeout. Looks like one of the Brickies trying to get off. That is Preston Perez.
It's an awful clean jersey coming on here.
A big 3rd down and 8. Brickies, if you're a fan of the visitors, you got to get off the field right here. That clock is definitely a friend right now of the home team. 4 receivers in this set. Elish will throw on 3rd down. Throws it short, complete.
Good tackle right there.
And they rally to the football well after the completion to Stetson Sullivan. And looks like Andrean will punt it away.
Good open field tackle there. I believe that was Sabinski. It's a good job, just a good sure tackle, not giving up any more yards, and it's going to force Andrean to punt it.
Well, we're late here in the 3rd quarter. And unless they get the ball back right here and have a quick strike, Hobart will be in danger of going scoreless for the first 3 quarters of this game, which really will put pressure on the final 4th quarter and the final 12 minutes.
So after the touchdown on Andrean's first drive, Hobart forces a turnover on downs and then a punt.
Get out of the way.
That kick bouncing high and takes a bit of a 59er bounce before it settles at the 20-yard line. 1 minute and 3 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. And Hobart needs something here just to change momentum, some sort of big play. And it has not been there all night.
Well, one thing that, was going under the radar tonight is the play of Hobart's defense. They played very well, and they just got 2 straight stops here, and the offense just isn't helping them out. It's not doing them any favors, getting them in the ball game, but 17 points. Typically, you think you could score that when you look at what Hobart's averaged down the year.
Well, we'll have to get with our stat man, but the time of possession has to be skewed heavily in Andrean favor.
Hobart averages 38 points per game on the season.
Still trying the rushing attack here, and as has been the theme, nothing for Max Pickett, who is back to the line of scrimmage.
You're really just hoping to put together one good drive. If you can march down the field, regardless pretty much of how long it takes, obviously within reason, you get in the end zone and now maybe get some confidence going. But, at what point do you just cross those run plays off the playbook?
Well, I was just going to say, normally I'm all about saying establish the run, but at some point you're kind of beating your head up against the wall here. You need to take shots.
They try the toss to the outside. This is Sobczynski, who is more of a slot receiver. He didn't have really anything there trying to go up the far side of the field. And a long third down coming up again.
Well, that's one thing we haven't seen is running the ball out of the backfield with someone other than Pickett. Pickett just hasn't got the job done tonight. You see Subchinski there. Put Aiden Cash back there. We haven't called Aiden Cash's name at all tonight. You know, that kid's a beast. He's not getting involved as a tight end, as a receiver. Aiden Cash does have 18 carries on the year. Give him the ball, see if he can get something going.
It's the end of the third quarter. Andrean in complete control. They're up 17-0, trying to close this one out.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
As days go by, the most important people in your life are here, now and always, to watch you grow, support you through the ups and downs, and to reach your goals. Trust People's Bank to be one of those relationships, guiding you through life's special moments, each event with their own financial need and desire. As you move forward, we remain by your side, a reliable partner in days gone by and in the future. People's Bank. Better banking keeps moving forward.
12 minutes left for Hobart as they try to make something happen. It starts on a third down here. Going to take a shot down the field and finally had something going, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Tolliver. And a great throw from Tatum. Results, unfortunately, for Hobart in an incompletion.
Well, that's going to be the story of the ball game tomorrow when they look at this film. Is that's now the third opportunity when Tolliver got behind the defense. The first two were broken up and tipped at the last second. That one's on Tolliver. He needs to put that one away and take that one in the end zone.
Well, we keep talking about taking shots, and they are. Just hasn't been able to connect on it.
Brady Ellis was in coverage. He broke up one earlier. That one was, as Tim just said, more on the wide receiver. Very talented Tolliver. Vo comes up to make the catch, and then he is wrestled down right at midfield. And so Andrean's got the ball again, 11:45 to play, and up 3 scores with a 17-0 advantage. And Hobart's had some plays. As we said, a couple of deep passes. Pretty much it's been Tolliver where they've taken those shots, and we can look at 2 of them, that last one and the one that we just mentioned that Ellis broke up. They've not resulted in anything.
And if they get the ball back here down 17-0, I want to see more of that. You know, go empty sets, 4 wide, you know, and see if you can get some guys loose because they've shown the capability, and really it's been Tolliver of getting behind this Andrean secondary.
First down for Ellis and company as they give it to Reyna. And he lowers his shoulder right side of the pile for a yard.
Slow developing play. Good defense again by Hobart.
Late marker comes flying in, and this is going to be really interesting. If it's against Hobart, I'm not sure they can recover on this drive. After the play penalties usually get a unsportsmanlike or personal foul, and Andrean's going backwards. They think it might be on them.
Well, this is typical Andrean Hobart stuff. You typically see a lot more of this than we've seen tonight. Seems like every year you get some unsportsmanlike penalties between these two teams. These two schools just do not like each other. A lot of players from them on Andrean went to Hobart in middle school. You get a lot of that. So it makes for a good rivalry game, but, you know, coaches hate to see that extra stuff.
Chris Skinner is not happy. I think the guilty party is Jeremiah Gonzalez, who has had a nice game spelling Ethan Reyna today. On second down, good tackle. On the wrap-up after the completion to Sullivan.
And Tolliver's been all over the field today. Just missed some big plays on offense, and he's done a tremendous job. on defense tonight as well.
That's the same type of play we saw earlier on the touchdown down this near sideline, except on the touchdown they faked that tunnel screen and threw over the top. Tolliver ultra aggressive right there. Look for something over the top again, maybe setting that up.
Ricky's trying to give their offense another chance. 3rd down and long here. Deep drop. Elish is sacked.
There he is. Big Cash finally gets home.
Yeah, that should be an easy one there. Hobart defense able to just pin your ears back and 3rd and a country mile. And that's what the doctor ordered if you are Hobart.
So they force the punt, and Tolliver and Subchinski will go back to return this. And by the time they get the football, it will be with less than 10 minutes to play. They need to find a way to get 3 possessions at least out of those 10 minutes.
You think about coming after this one, just to try and get a short field?
Well, maybe, but they didn't. Yep.
Line drive kick.
You got to field the ball.
Bouncing all over. Subchinski finally picks it up. And then his torpedo down across his own 45 around the 47-yard line.
You know, I was thinking that, Tim, is at what point do you start coming after him just to create some sort of chaos and maybe getting a score? But elected to try to get a good return. Wish he fielded it cleanly, but short punt and decent field position here for Hobart.
Well, and as we said, Hobart's got to go quick.
Yep.
So you might see them take some shots down the field.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. I would love to see them come out empty here. You know, try to isolate Tolliver on one side of the field. You know, do a little 3x1, 4x1, put Tolliver by himself. Just let Tolliver, you know, run some goes. They are going to go, well, they started out empty, and they're going to maybe shift out of it. No, they're going to stay that way.
On 1st down, they work some trickery, give it to Cash. Cash, a nice little pickup to the Andrean 46-yard line.
I didn't know if that was going to be an option back with Tatum. Looked like he was in, you know, good pitch relationship there, but no, Cash. I like that's what I said. Let someone else run the football, you know, besides Pickett. Give someone else an opportunity. Give it to Cash, and he picks up 8 yards on 1st down.
I like the call. Kind of a little trickery. That's a little wing T, shotgun wing T crisscross. That's what the name of the play is called. And, yeah, that's a nice little play right there. You can even get a pitch out of that back to Tatum, as you said.
It is a give to Pickett, and on 2nd and 2, he cannot pick it up. It is going to be a 3rd down.
Just don't think they have time anymore to nickel and dime themselves down the field. I understand 2nd and short, you want to pick up the 1st down, reset. Hey, 2nd and short, I looked at as an opportunity to sling it, take an opportunity downfield, and then you can always come back on 3rd and short, 4th and short, and run the football.
Absolutely.
On 3rd down, making an adjustment here as Tatum checks the play. He will take it himself. Tatum working the right side, barrels forward to the 40-yard line, still on his feet as he got shoved forward for some extra. That's a 1st down and more.
More of that if you're Hobart. Let the big Tatum and Cash, let them run the football.
Kind of have to pick up the pace a little bit.
Approaching the 8-minute mark. As we said, they need to find a way to score, get a stop, score, get a stop, and score again. All 3 of those possessions if they want to come back. Tatum throws to Tolliver, and he wanted to make a move up the field before he had the football.
I'm not sure that play was going to get the job done anyway. You had 2 Andrean defenders screaming down at Tolliver. Even if he does catch it, 0-yard gain, clock would continue to run.
And Miller going downfield, he was covered up. They're probably setting something up there where they're going to fake to Tolliver and take the shot to Miller.
8 minutes to play. It's 2nd and 10 from the 59 or 33-yard line for this Bricky offense. Tatum's going to pass. He's got a clean pocket, throws to his right. Tolliver makes the catch.
Got to get on the line here a little bit. Too much Miller around for me.
And he's a yard short of the marker, so the clock continues to run.
No, and you still got Tatum, who's noticeable limp, going all the way over to the sideline to get the call. And, I know a lot of football coaches do that. I don't like seeing the quarterback running back and forth. I want to see a different way of getting that play in.
It's a give for Pickett. Pickett has the first down as he is dragged at the 20-yard line. So they move the chains with 7.5 to play.
That was a nice patient run by Pickett. His best run of the game, taking his time and just gradually moving forward.
As soon as these sticks are set, the clock's going to run. There it goes. Need to get going here. I mean, you're just I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but you're running out of time.
This was a problem for Hobart last year in their loss in the sectional to New Prairie. Remember trying to go down the field, and the clock became a real issue. Didn't have much urgency and lost that ball game.
And that's 35 seconds came off right there.
Tatum looking to his right, throws right on the sideline. And the pass is caught, but
inbounds.
They say Tolliver inbounds, so the clock will run.
If I'm not mistaken, everyone on Hobart's offense has a wristband. So I don't get why you just can't call 2 plays at the line of scrimmage, call 2, run up there and run a second one, instead of taking all this time for Tatum running over and getting the call.
On second and short, looking left for Tolliver, threw it way over his head. And the coverage from Mac Custy, excuse me.
And just airmailed that one over the head of Tolliver. At least the clock stops here and Hobart can reset, but that's right now, call 2 plays. You can't just continue to have Tatum burn 25, 30 seconds running to the sideline, and he's still out there with a noticeable limp. I just don't get that.
3rd down and 3 from the Andrean 12-yard line. Peters goes in motion. 4 receivers in this formation. It is a give to Pickett up the middle. And he's got nothing. It's 4th down.
Pickett off left side. Morehouse first there.
You're down 3 scores, and these plays are taking too long, and you're getting nothing out of it.
Go, go. Up and out. Walk down. Quickies.
They kicking a field goal?
That's what initially it's what it looked like. And
yeah.
Now you're down 3 scores. Nope.
Tatum's still out there. This feels like the ball game if they can't convert it. Less than 6 minutes to play. It's a give to Cash, trying to make it happen up the middle.
Short.
And the mark does not look kind. Andrean celebrating. And it looks like they're going to get the turnover on downs. They do.
Jaden Lofe went in high, and I thought when I saw that high tackle attempt, Cash was going to be able to barrel through that. But there was good swarm tackling coming in on the backside. And Andrean with an opportunity just to milk this one now, under 6 minutes to play.
Crowd starting to pack it up over here on the Andrean side, making their way to the exits, trying to beat the bottleneck.
Hobart faithful has remained in their seats, but that may have been the final straw for them. This game seems pretty bleak right now for Hobart. Elish holding on to this one, and Elish has some room here on the sideline, but that may have been created illegally. There is a flag behind him, and this one's going to come back.
Hobart always travels well. ADs like these type of games. A lot of money made here tonight. A lot of stuff going on here. Homecoming, of course. And
hey, good to see. Beautiful weather. Why not?
It's a little too humid for me, man.
Yeah,
it's
a
hot
little
and
bit,
humid.
especially
it's not
for
big
football,
man
right?
weather. Yeah.
At least in the press box.
It's not bear weather?
Not bear weather. Don't even start with bear weather. There's no such
What
thing as Chicago bear weather. We lose in all weather.
That is one of my favorite things ever.
No.
It's bear weather.
Bear weather and 85 Bears talk. That's 2 things I'm out on with the Bears.
Bears. You gotta say.
The Bears. Dicka. I'm out.
Bear weather.
I'm happy to say I have not watched one game of the Bears this year.
Oh, you haven't missed much.
No, that's why I don't want to get angry.
Especially the last 5 quarters they played.
Yeah.
This is Elish, who tries the middle. And Andrean smartly trying to run clock here as we approach the 5-minute mark.
Elish was spinning and continuing to fight for every inch he can get there.
I would imagine we'll see Dylan Gore here soon.
We just might. Yeah, Elish has played every snap of this game so far. Last cliche I'll give you. Bear weather this week, not probably going to happen, but they do play America's team, so let's not forget about that.
Man.
what a matchup that will be.
My buddy has season tickets, and he can't get rid of the tickets.
Really? For that game?
Yep.
Pass complete here for Grubbs, who's running the wrong way. And he goes down inside the 5-yard line. Forward progress, they'll keep him there at that 5, but
it's as close as the ball got to Hobart's end zone all ball.
Yes, it is. And
Too
I
soon.
think Chris Skinner is going to call a timeout. He's not very happy about what just happened, so we'll step aside real quick. Andrean in control with 4:22 on the clock.
Plumbers Local 210 is building the future, and we're looking for service plumbers to join our team. Our training center invests nearly $500,000 every year to make sure our members are the best in the industry. From a 5-year apprenticeship and an associate degree at Ivy Tech to ongoing certifications in safety and new technology, our plumbers are trained for excellence. Every member is drug tested and licensed for your safety and peace of mind. When you need plumbing work done, make sure you ask for the license. It's your right to ask.
It's more than just sports. It's pride. It's tradition. It's the region. From the gyms of the PCC to the Friday night lights of the NCC to 19 high schools that represent who we are. The Jed TV Sports Network brings your hometown teams to every screen, live and on demand. Because these moments, they matter. Jed TV Sports Network. Watch where you come from.
Third down here for Andrean. Need 15 yards to get it to their own 20-yard line, and Hobart has pretty much run out of chances, it feels like. They have to get the ball 3 more times. They just have not been able to get it done. Elish, good carry for him as he absorbs the hit from Tolliver, but well short of the first down, and I assume they will punt this away, and here comes the unit right now.
Well, he gives them room to punt. Punter can go back his normal distance, because that would be the one thing that if you're going to give Hobart life, if you have to punt from the back of your end zone, block punt, something weird happens, I think at this point that's what it's going to take for Hobart to put the ball in the end zone.
Speaking of every play, Elish is the punter.
I thought we might see Coach Schreiber call a timeout there, but he's got 3 remaining. They'll need them no matter what. And now a flag, and somebody got a little jumpy and a false start.
False start, Niners. 5 yards.
That's really been the one negative with Andrean. I mean, they had the turnover, but the penalties, especially here in the second half, they've gone backwards quite a bit, and that's one thing that Coach Skinner is not going to be pleased with.
Nope, he's stomping around on the sideline right now. He is unhappy.
Up 17-0, and then the dang guy can't celebrate, man.
Yeah.
He is always stoic. Elish able to get the punt away. Sobczynski receives it at the Andrean 35 and skips out of bounds near the 20, and now a flag. That's going to be a late hit.
That's not going to make poor Skinner any happier. That guy. Coaching to the end.
Well, that's going to be one of those guys, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was more look of a disgust with his player rather than anyone else.
Well, that'll help Hobart, but it feels a bit too late. Only 3 minutes and 19 seconds left.
And so, we're talking half the distance to the goal here, I believe. Where was that late hit at?
Should be around the 12-yard line, yeah. Oh, is it around the 20? Yeah, okay, should around the 10. So Hobart going to have to take some shots into the end zone here. And they're going to put it at the 9-yard line. So it'll be first and goal. One last shot here for the Brickies. See if they can make this interesting. Play action, they throw it. End zone, Miller. He got it. Touchdown, Hobart.
Yeah, simple play. Miller got behind Myers there in the back corner of the end zone. Good pass by Tatum. And, just like that, the penalties, the bad punt, Hobart has life.
Miller really released and was like shot out of a cannon. Andrean just kind of sitting back. Good ball and good catch there. The old swinging gate.
Peter Janda is on for the point after. And I imagine we might see the Brickies try an onside kick after this. High snap. And he's still able to knock it through. So that touchdown brought to you by Westland and Bennett. The Brickies finally on the board, trailing by 10 with just over 3 minutes to go.
If you're thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or your business has plans to break ground on a new project in 2024, Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's best electricians. With IBEW, Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals.
Popa Heating and Cooling is now here to service your area. Since 1968, we have been Northwest Indiana's trusted HVAC experts. Whether it's installing, repairing, or maintaining your heating and cooling systems, our professional and friendly service ensures you stay comfortable year-round. From furnaces and air conditioners to boilers and humidifiers, we handle it all. For tailored maintenance plans, 24/7 emergency response, and premium HVAC solutions, visit popahvac.com or call 219-838-7700.
So we will see if it is too little too late for the Brickies here. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the ball game. And they need to, well, maybe not. Doesn't look like they're going to try the onside kick here. Go with the short kick. That hits one of the Andrean players, able to fall on it at his own 37-yard line. So if you're Hobart, you're going to have to get a 3 and out here. Then you'll have to try that onside kick later. You've got all your timeouts, but pretty much 3 and out or bust at this point.
Yeah, but anymore, I don't like that. I mean, I don't dislike what the Hobart just did there. The straight-up onside kick, when everyone sees it coming, how often is that actually recovered? If you can get that ball over that first line, maybe it takes a weird bounce, just like it did there. And if that ball got, about another yard or two away from, the Andrean player, Hobart may have had an opportunity to run up on it. Andrean hasn't had success just on their straight run plays either, so if they keep this one on the ground, Hobart might be able to get this back in a hurry.
Timeout, a big hit.
And Reyna got just blasted. Didn't even get close to the line of scrimmage, and I think, it looked like a moment he wasn't going to be able to get up.
That looked bad for a second.
And somebody banged up there, one of the big offensive linemen.
That's Magnus Severson.
Magnus, big boy, 300-pound junior.
Well, he probably got rolled up on, as typically happens with the bigs.
So timeout taken by Coach Schreiber at the 3:08 mark.
You would think you can just run behind Big Ben Novak and fall forward for 3 or 4 yards, but that hasn't been the case tonight.
Well, we're trying to make this a little bit interesting. Of course, like I said, they'll have to get the stop here and get a quick score, either a field goal in a hurry or a touchdown they would prefer. And then the onside kick would be necessary, depending on how fast they scored, of course. And there's going to be a lot of self-examination, I imagine, watching the film back, especially of the first 3 quarters, at least maybe 3.5 quarters of offense. Just not a pretty day. Second down and 12 here from their own 35-yard line for Andrean.
Keeper.
It's a give to Reyna, and again, they are all over him. Ethan Reyna taking a beating from this Hobart defense. He is way back. Coach Schreiber not going to call a timeout as the clock continues to run, 2:55.
It's just too predictable. I mean, do a quarterback keeper there, maybe roll Reyna out, or excuse me, Ellis out get him to the outside a little bit. I know you want to run the ball. I know you want to take time off the clock, but, I mean, there's 3,000 people here in the stadium and knows that ball is going to Reyna up the middle. Try to do a little something different.
So big third down here. And again, the clock's still running, but trying to preserve those timeouts. The scoreboard has Hobart with 1 remaining, and Coach Skinner will use one of his as he let that play clock roll all the way down. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the ball game. And Hobart trying for one last gasp.
Drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at schneiderjobs.com.
Powers Health is committed to advancing medical care and technology in our area. Cancer research and clinical trials so you can explore new horizons. Heart care expertise with a collaborative team of specialists so you can create more memories together. Northwest Indiana's only certified comprehensive stroke center so you can cover new ground. When it comes to advanced care, look no further. Everything we do, everything we believe, Powers Health.
Hobart trying to get the football back, trailing by 10. They work the pop pass, trying to work some extra time across the field. And that is Vo who kicks it back inside. He'll be well short of the first down marker, of course, and a 4th down as they will kick it away. But before that, Eric Schreiber has burned his final timeout.
So now the question is, do you go after it? Look, from the Hobart setup already, it doesn't look like they're going to. You're going to try to get a good return, but you got to create a big play here. If you're Hobart, you need something. You need something big.
Well, you look at their only score of the ball game. They came just about a minute to go, and it was a shank punt by Andrean after a 5-yard penalty moved them back. Then it was a punt out of bounds. Then there was the late hit, gave Andrean the football, Hobart the football about the 10-yard line.
Right.
So you need to create something like that. You can't just sit back and hope Andrean's going to give all that to you again. So, yeah, I bring 10 guys. I keep one guy back to keep that ball from rolling down, inside the 10-yard line. But, yeah, bring pressure, try to get a block. Just trust your guys to be disciplined enough not to rough the punter.
So Hobart will have to have some sense of urgency. Of course, certain things could throw a wrinkle. You guys have talked about being aggressive, though they do send 2 guys back again to receive this punt. But a blocked punt or a big kick return could give this game even a bit more perspective and give Hobart a shot. Ellis, you handle the punting duties as well. Line drive kick fielded by Subchinski.
You get a hold up top. Nope.
Subchinski out of bounds. There is a marker this side of the hash marks on the Andrean side of the field.
I think that's going to be a hold on against the gunner. On Hobart.
Oh, boy.
If it's over here, and that's what it's going to be. And Hobart had really good field position. Looking smart for putting 2 guys back. And now you get the hold that, really, how much did it have to do with the play on the opposite side of the field? Not that the officials need to call it. I understand that, but that's just something that Coach Schreiber Jr. is not going to be very happy about when it wasn't even needed.
So put the ball about the 43, their own 43. Need some fireworks here.
Imagine we might see them just take some shots down the field. At least got nothing to lose at this point. You need some quick shots as it is, and you'd like to get into the end zone as soon as possible if you're going to score. Taking a minute and 50 seconds to score a touchdown doesn't help you much. On a first down, Tatum will look to throw. Going to take a shot down the left side of the field, looking for Miller, who lays out, and it's off his hands, incomplete.
You know, that ball's in the air about halfway, and I don't think Miller has a shot. And then he just keeps going down the sideline, and as you said, puts his body on the line, laying out, and almost comes up with it.
I'll tell you what, Tatum throws a really good ball. I mean, he's got a strong arm. Excuse me. He's got a strong arm, and that thing's a missile down the field, 45 yards down the field. Just couldn't connect, but, man, the kid has a really strong arm.
Tatum changing the play here on a 2nd and long. He's got 3 receivers in this set. Has pressure. Trying to take off. Goes out of bounds, and he got shoved, and that is an easy late hit out of bounds. And now Tatum is hurt.
I sung the praises all game long of Christian Gavin. He was wreaking havoc, coming from the edge, getting pressure on the quarterback all night, but he needs to know better, and that's just 2 boneheaded late hits for Andrean in the last 2 minutes of this ball game. And now we got another one.
Another flag.
And this one's going to be against Hobart. I don't get why anyone's running their mouth in this situation. Hobart had a 15-yard penalty. They were going to move forward against Andrean, and right there, someone on Hobart had something to say that right in front of the official.
Landon Murray also down behind the play, the defensive end for the 59ers.
These penalties are, I believe, if I'm correct, they're going to offset. You're going to have the late hit, and then you're going to have the unsportsmanlike on Hobart there. And it's interesting because there was nobody around but Hobart player. So unless he said something to Murray laying on the ground, or he just had some comment to the official about something we don't know about, really senseless in that situation. You got to know better.
Still paying some attention to Landon Murray, so we will step aside momentarily and come back and finish this one up. 1:49 to play, and Andrean up 10.
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first because your story matters. We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
1:49 on the clock here in this 4th quarter, remaining in the ballgame from Father Eckert Stadium. Coach Brett Jennings, Tim Fedler, Sam Michael. It's been all Andrean tonight. Hobart trying to at least make it interesting here late in this 4th quarter. And it looks like we're not going to have that penalty against Hobart. Either the officials picked it up or we really have to do this. We have to walk 15 yards further and walk 15 yards back. Can't we just stand in the same place?
Craig fought doing math.
I mean, what was that? Like, I got to get my last couple steps in for the night thing on my watch? I don't know. They make them do that? Yeah, I
have no idea. That's the first time I've seen that, I think.
It's for dramatic effect. Tatum facing pressure. Tatum got away and now goes down.
Andrean still bringing pressure. You know, despite the fact you think you might want to go a little prevent here, but no, Andrean, didn't quite see it in that last one, Coach. Did they rush 3 there, too, and just got home?
Yeah, got home.
2nd down and long. Tatum again. Tripped up and taken down. He picks up a couple of yards, but the clock running away. It'll be 3rd and 7.
I mean, when you can rush 3 in that situation, you're covering up all the receivers and still get home with those 3 and provide pressure. Great job there by the 59ers defense.
Andrean folks come to their feet supporting this defense under a minute to go. Up 10. Tatum takes the snap, pressure off the edge. The quarterback steps up, heaves it down the field, intercepted, and that will do it. It is taken away by Brady Ellis, and his head coach was begging him to go down, and he does at their own 45, and Andrean is going to win the ball game.
Coach Skinner wanted Ellis to get down before taking that hit. You know, in a game like this where there's a little chippiness going on, you want to make sure you don't lose your quarterback on something stupid. I think he wanted Ellis just to go ahead and slide and give himself up before taking that hit.
Well, but also, you know, you don't need something silly happen like the ball squeezing out and giving Hobart an opportunity to scoop and score, right? It's a 2-possession game. Just get down. You have the ball. They got no timeouts left. The game is over. Just unnecessary. However, Ellis is a competitor. He's going to try to put the ball in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. Great play by Ellis, making a play into the backfield, and he knows how to run with the ball in his hand, obviously. He wanted to make something happen here on homecoming.
Chris Skinner, I think, yes, using his second to last time out, I'm fairly certain to get his team on the same page about how to handle the post-game handshake, I would imagine, is what this conversation is about.
Yeah, you don't see this often, but when you got the entire team there, he's not talking X's and O's here. He's talking how to handle yourself between the ears, be very smart. We don't need to lose anybody for next week. We don't need to do anything stupid, get anybody hurt. Let's take our one knee, keep our mouth shut, shake hands, and get on the Highland.
Pretty dominant effort from this Andrean team. The only points they allowed was a very short field, and it was a one-play touchdown from the 9-yard line. But other than that, a spotless performance by this defense coach. And just when you thought maybe Hobart might have the advantage coming into this game, the way they had been playing, Andrean, figuratively, of course, punched him in the mouth, and Hobart really never responded.
Yeah, it just shows you the importance of being able to control the ball, whether it's in your run game or the short passing game, and that's exactly what Andrean was able to do tonight. Control the ball, keep that Hobart defense on the field, and then offensively, Hobart just couldn't get it together. And credit to this Andrean defense for playing as well as they did.
Dominant effort from the 59ers. They win it 17-7. Appreciate the both of you as well. Always fun when we get together. Coach Brett Jennings, Tim Fedler, our entire crew under Josh Beaudry's direction. Ben Cowart here as well today. Ethan Scott, all the guys on the pregame show. Big thanks to them. For all of them, I'm Sam Michael. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you here tonight. The 59ers win it over the Brickies 17-7.